This episode is brought to you by Modern Plumbing Industry.
Yeah, man, modernpi.com. If you have a plumbing issue, and I did, and this week, Modern Plumbing came and took care of everything. I had a toilet that was continuing to run.
Yep.
Boom, they fixed it. They had to order some parts for the upstairs shower. They did a great job. Shout out to Curtis. When you get high marks with my wife, and she says you do an amazing job, and you're super polite and kind, that goes a very, very long way.
Yep, and if you mention Tom and Dan, 10% off all your service calls.
Forgot to mention Tom and Dan.
And why do you do that? That also helps us. Like,
I know.
It helps you. It helps you personally.
In fact, not only did I forget to say that, I had Andrea cover everything in our home that said Tom and Dan. I said, cover it all up.
Hide it so they don't know.
Yeah, I don't want Curtis to know.
Second generation family owned business since 1975, so you know you could trust them. Whatever you need.
That's 47 years, son.
Water heaters, sewers, water quality, any plumbing issue. Also, they service, like I said, all of Central Florida, Orange, Seminole, Lake, Osceola, and Volusia counties.
Volusia's huge.
Yep, and check them out at modernpi.com.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, everybody. It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Hello, Luca the lizard. I know. I wish he had a voice.
Got some food.
We got some food for you on the couch. You might know him from comedy. You might know him from stand-up. You might know him from the Orlando talk show featuring his own name. It is Ross McCoy.
Hey, guys.
The Orlando Science Center Mess Fest is happening tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah, that's all the... it's kind of like...
it's Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, she got in your head because you messed it up on ACT. But it's like Mr. Wizard type stuff. If you like the experiments where you use liquid nitrogen and flash paper and Bunsen burners and...
Mentos.
Mentos and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's what Mess Fest is all about.
Take your mom to Mess Fest.
Shout out to Mr. Wizard being a dick to kids on YouTube.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
I'll watch that. I'll watch that at least twice a year. At least twice a year. It's like the Old Country Buffet training video where the guy's doing the carving station at the Old Country Buffet, and he's like, "You like hot fudge sundaes? All right." Like I'll watch that video every time it's on.
Remember when you used to be able to be a dickhead to kids? That was the good old days.
Oh yeah,
you can still do it.
No, you'll get too much hate. Ross can do it.
Yeah. I was a
It's
dickhead.
possible.
Sam and I were kind of a dickhead to a guy this morning over at Publix as he raced through the parking
He was
lot.
a dickhead.
And he raced through the parking lot, and then he stops in front of the recycle bins that are there, and he puts his hazards on.
Got out in his pajama pants
and he got out his pajama pants and his Croc slides to put recycled bags into the thing, and I'm like, the entitlement stinks from here.
Oh, man.
Confrontation of the week already.
I missed you.
So we had this lizard come in our studio weeks ago, and now it has become
4 weeks now.
A full-on studio lizard.
Hold on, let me see if this works.
Is on Sam's camera.
There he is.
Every single day we record, and Daniel has said that it has the same routine when he comes in the morning.
I'll explain it. Okay, so here's what happens with Luca the lizard. Okay, so there he is. I'll put him in the bottom left-hand corner. For those of you watching on Twitch and YouTube, search Tom and Dan Live. I'll come in. We come in, no lights are on. I'll flip on this light first, right? And this is the first room I walk into, and I set my bag down. He will start where Ross is, kind of in Ross's area, at that little statue next to Ross's right shoulder. He'll come across the couch to that center little area where the Bart Merrick pillows are.
Yep.
He'll do one push-up.
That's his morning push.
Yeah, he gives 3 boom, boom, boom with his neck. Boom, boom, boom. He does 3 neck things.
Gonna clear it out.
And
3
then
poofs.
3 poofs. And then he runs over to his camera, climbs to the top, and sits there like a dog and takes a little white shit. Every fucking morning. And, like, I'm attached. I like baby dogs. Now we got a poo-poo lizard. I love him.
A poo-poo lizard.
So-
Sam, he loves you. He loves your
I
corner.
know.
I made him a little. I took the top off of a cocktail shaker that was gifted to us by, and God bless her, I miss her, Indy from ABC Liquor Stores. And I made a little Luca.
She's alive.
I made a
No,
Luca.
she's alive.
Okay, well, you made it sound like she's dead.
Did you glue it to the desk?
I taped it because I don't want it falling off when he's trying to get his
gotcha.
mealworm. So I
was like, man, that is dedication.
Yeah, I take this shit seriously, man. My wife drove over and she hates going to Castleberry, but she drove over to she drove over to Pet Bazaar.
Oh,
By the way,
finest of
Andrea
Pet
walked into
Bazaars.
Pet Bazaar and she goes, "This place is awesome." She's like, "There is everything." She's like, "It was walking into the Amazon." She's like, "There are
How could it
3,000 snakes in that joint."
How could it still be in business?
Thriving, dude.
No,
5 stars on Google. Look it up.
Well, okay.
Their ratings from
How much
customer
money
service,
could they possibly make off lizards?
It's not about
do a
money.
go-to show.
It's theirs. That's
What's
about
the
love.
business,
That's
right?
about love.
Look up how much a snake costs.
Yeah,
They're pricey.
but
Yeah, they
how
can
many
be.
people are buying those snakes?
It's Castleberry, dude. All of them.
That's two. That's two. One more that Castleberry Beetlejuice shows up.
All right, so
Save that little beauty for later.
your wife got us mealworms to feed Luca,
Yeah.
and they're sitting in front of me, and they're in some sort of sawdust. Now, okay, me and Sam were researching online,
Yeah.
and most of the research like is feeding these lizards in some sort of habitat. So it's like throw the food
this
in
is
there.
the
Like, just
habitat.
drop 'em in.
This is the habitat.
Yeah.
So here's what I was thinking, and we talked to a couple experts this week. We had Sandy Lynn on, who
Yeah.
was
Bugged lady.
She's a bugged lady, and then we had
at Lee
George
Gardens.
from the Serpentarium on,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
George
Yeah.
said just a wiggle a mealworm in front of his nose, and he'll see it and bite it.
Yeah, and I've also raised 3 boys in Florida, so we've had, I don't know, between us, 7,000 of these fucking lizards in our
Did you hand
captivity.
feed them?
I mean,
Yeah.
Ross
Okay.
used to be a full-blown guinea pig whisperer.
Rest in peace, Trunks.
Chunksy,
Yeah. How much do you
man.
know
Gotta
about
give some
lizards,
love to-
Ross?
Ross knows all the animals, man. Look at him.
It's kind of toned down a little bit, but at one point my yard had more lizards per square foot than anywhere else in Florida because we'd go to playgrounds. My kids would catch lizards and then bring them home and set them loose in our yard. So we just had a fucking jungle of lizards.
And then what would you feed them?
Well, I mean, if we kept them, you'd keep them in like first of all, your Florida natural habitat for a lizard is inside a water bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
Put a couple holes
Zephyr
in it.
Zephyr Hill.
And then it's whatever bugs you can dig up in the front yard. You know, you go to your front yard with a little hand shovel and
Even
you
if
dig
they
up some
can't
bugs.
eat them, you put them in there.
And then the other trick is like a little sponge. You give them a little sponge that keeps it wet, and they can get water from the sponge.
Okay, you gotcha. I was about
Our
to
shopping
go.
list is now a plant, a sponge, a sprayer.
Well, we don't
What
need the
else?
plant. I was about to go to Publix and buy a Mother's Day bouquet of
Roses? No, you don't
This
want
is the
that.
only
He
plant
likes
near.
flowers.
No.
Dude, that's going to be covered in pesticide and kill this thing immediately.
true.
No, they're tough as shit. Anyway, so a couple things. One is we got the mealworms and they're in sawdust.
Yeah.
So then
How'd
before
they taste? You tried them, right?
before the show started,
We
I
dropped them. We was getting them out of our refrigerator. the mealworms
they're
out.
no good.
I'm
You bruise
kidding.
them, they're no good.
I opened here. I'll show Twitch here.
Okay,
you
can
can
I-
see. But I opened the cap
He
up.
thought they were snapping pops.
And then I started going through the sawdust with my pen to find a mealworm. But then I was like, well, I'm not going to be able. I can't feel my fingers because they're numb.
Yeah, numb hands.
And then I'm like,
And you did manual labor yesterday.
and
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to actually pick up a mealworm. So then we were like, who's got tweezers?
Wait a minute. You're too handicapped to pick up a mealworm?
I think he just doesn't want to. I think he's grossed
No,
out
I
about
know. I'll eat this whole thing for
$50.
no, more than that. Come on,
$200.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, all right.
it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So,
Give me that sweet 200.
Sawdust and all?
so then, no, not the
No,
sawdust.
just the
worm.
worms with the residual
Yeah.
dust.
$250 for the sawdust.
So I can't feel it with my fingers. So then we were like, "Who's got
That's
tweezers?"
the problem, by the way.
So then our
Last time you
guest,
said that sentence was to your wife, by the way.
our guest Lisa's here to watch a show
Yeah, she
because
is.
Lisa,
All the way from Seattle.
okay, so out of town guest. So
No, Seattle, Florida.
No,
It's
well,
right up the street.
I'm not. Did she buy some? I don't know.
Tom
like,
doesn't pay
is it a
attention to
house?
what I
Is it
tell
a
him.
roof?
I think
Is
she's
it
just
It literally says Seattle next to her name on the calendar.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was her
Yeah.
last name.
She's in town. She's in town to go to Castleberry and get a
Nice
snack.
to meet you, Miss Seattle.
Anyway, so Lisa's like, I have tweezers in my car. I'll run and get them. We're like, oh, thanks. So she goes get some tweezers and she puts them down on top of the mealworms. And then Daniel's leans over and says, "Are those Tweezerman tweezers?" And then she's like, "Yes, they are." He's like, "That's good quality tweezer."
That's a goddamn. I said the quote was, "That's a goddamn good tweezer."
And then at first I was like, "That's a joke," and they're just doing some sort of bit. And then it dawned on me that Daniel knows the brand
Everything's a bit.
of the old. How do you know the goddamn brand of a tweezer? I don't
Because
even.
much like the name of those tweezers, I am a tweezer man.
I mean, Ross.
Tweezerman tweezers are the industry standard in tweezing devices.
I'm not joking. If someone offered me $10,000 to name any brand of tweezer, I may guess CVS just to try to
Well, it
cheat
can't be store.
I mean,
No,
I can name two that I have right now.
I did not know that there were brands.
I have
either.
Tweezerman and I have Revlon, and the Revlon are chrome plated and they're a piece of shit. But the Tweezerman, they're powder coated. They got an edge on them. They're good. Yeah, they're good quality tweez.
Mine right now, and this is no joke, they were on clearance at CVS. They were Barbie brand.
Hell yeah.
Barbie.
Are they good? Are they a good tweezer?
They're very, very good, and it was a whole little Barbie like nail kit, and it was on clearance for like $1, and there's a whole stack of them. Nobody wanted the Barbies. Pick me up a Barbie. They're beautiful. They're amazing. The beveled edge, just like that, really nice.
You gotta have the bevel.
Mhm. Yeah.
How else are you supposed to get ear hairs? You can't get an ear hair if you don't have a beveled edge.
So the fact that Daniel knew a brand of a tweezer.
Well, I hygienate my face. I got high hygiene levels over here.
The sad part to me was that he wanted Tweezerman tweezers, but his wife won't let him buy them.
She won't let me use them.
Oh.
She makes me use the shitty chrome-plated Revlons because the Tweezerman ones, they're black worms.
It looks like a little turd.
I didn't realize they were that small.
I thought they were white.
Yeah. So I have a little mealworm.
Okay.
And it's what would you say? It's like what is that?
I don't know. It's about the
half inch.
Maybe a little
that's
three-quarter.
That is
quarter,
tiny.
Maybe a quarter inch.
Yeah.
Quarter inch. I can't even
you've
see
been
it from
really.
Put your glasses on.
Now I
You're going to
question.
stab Luca.
All right, hold on. You want me to put the camera on Luca?
So I'm going to.
Why do you let Sam do it? She's the mommy. Oh, you dropped the worm, you
Jesus
idiot.
Christ. There's mealworms everywhere.
Where'd it go? You dropped the fucking mealworm, dude.
Oh, my
I'll
God.
get another one. It's gone.
What? It's not gone. Oh, my God. It's eating your sandals.
It's blended into my logo.
It's on
hair.
your sandals.
It's not the fucking predator, Tom. It's a tiny little bug.
Do you remember him? Well, you weren't here, Ross. Yesterday, he was like, Daniel's going to get mealworms everywhere. No, I'm not. But somebody else is.
Where did it go?
I got another one.
What did you do
Well,
with it?
you gotta find this
Your
one.
hands are broken. Give me the mealworms. You can't even hold tweezers.
Well,
It smells like Shrek's swamp down there.
It really does.
okay, I got one. All right, I'm gonna
All right,
go.
hold
For
on. Let me
now.
put the camera on Luca. All right,
Luca,
here he is.
this mealworm. I'm gonna put it on.
Just put it in front of his face.
Okay, I put it on top of the camera. Here.
No, it's too high. You got to put it near him.
Well, there's nothing. The camera in front of the, okay, it's on the camera.
He definitely perked up.
Is it moving?
Now he's looking at the camera.
It was in the refrigerator, so it'll heat up and start moving. Because there's no, his whole head is off the camera, so I can't
see. Yeah, I see.
When you feel the one in your shoe start wiggling, we'll know that one's probably warm.
Yeah. Take the one from your.
Oh, I see it.
Okay, pick it up and put it over there. Give him two.
Oh, now his fucking fingers work. He's all in there with his fingers now.
No, they are not working.
Oh, he smushed it good. He smushed it.
There you go.
All right, you're going to put another
smushed
one?
it a little bit.
You're going to put another one? Okay, we're feeding Luca the lizard.
Now put this one on the lower level.
Yeah, put it on the lower level.
Yeah, there you
All
go.
right.
All right, there it is.
Oh, he saw that one, dude. No, he did move. He turned to the left and then to the right.
All right, this is
All
our
right.
first attempt of feeding it.
Yeah. Okay. This is
Everybody keep an eye on it as we do the show, just in case.
God, this is now I know why.
Riveting.
Now I know why when radio shows do this sort of stuff, they're like, it's gotta be a pile of shit. He turns the key, the Ford Explorer starts, and then he drives off.
No, everybody gets
Oh,
into
man,
animals.
the chat is getting at you.
Well, me? For
Yeah,
what?
they're like, wow, this guy thought he could make a crunch wrap. He can't even feed a lizard.
It's a tiny doo-doo size, like lizard doo-doo size worm. I can't pick that up.
I don't think he wants the worms. Okay, well, all right. Well, that fucking sucked.
Well,
He'll get to it.
Yeah. Like, I think he's
It's
lethargic.
also it's kind of cold in here.
It's
they don't.
freezing
Yeah,
in
it's a
here.
little chilly in here. So for a lizard, that's
Don't
dinner
turn the
time.
heat on. Smoke him out.
Yeah, I am wearing a sweater. There's no reason for this.
Some of them only eat a
fucking
certain time of
65
day.
degrees.
There's no like feeding them if they don't want to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
And I imagine that he went dormant because it is so goddamn cold. Like he thinks it's the winter, right?
Oh, you think he does?
Yeah, I mean his body. That's the lizards in the
Oh,
winter.
yeah, he's hibernating.
They go dormant so they don't burn as many calories.
Now this guy's a goddamn lizard expert.
Yeah.
I watch alone.
You're what my wife and I call a toe biter. Do you know what a toe biter is? There was a kid at the pool one time where there was looked like a mole cricket in the pool, and I scooped it out with my hand and put it on the side, and the kid walks over and looks at it, he's like, yeah, it's a grade 8 toe biter right there. And I'm like, a toe biter. And then he's like, yeah, man, it's a toe biter. We got a toe biter right there. I haven't seen one of those in a while. And so now me and my wife, whenever there's somebody that's straight pulling shit out of their ass, we're like, yeah, we got a toe biter over
Got a
here.
regular
We got
toe
some
biter.
fucking know-it-all.
Look
He's just
it up.
talking out of his ass.
Look it up. I bet it's kind of right.
Do your own research.
All right, Luca, good luck with your worms, buddy.
All right. But what do we just get it a habitat and put it in there? Because
No,
you guys,
I'm over it. As soon as he didn't eat that worm, as soon as you dangled it in front of him, I'm done with him.
If it's lived this long, it's got something going on. It's
Exactly.
got some source of food. There's some bugs in your
Yeah.
studio.
It's
and
been
it's got
4 weeks
and
now,
it's found
dude.
like a drip in the wall or something. It's getting water. Usually,
Eventually
situation
that
like
wall
this-
is going to fall through.
if
Yeah,
they're not
that's
going to
true.
make it, you find a dried up lizard on the floor one morning. Or my
God.
personal favorite thing about living in Florida, you open the door and you see all those lizards in the door crack.
Yeah,
You ever
yeah.
seen that one? Like just a fucking
We talk about it all the
two-dimensional
time.
lizard. I
Yeah,
fucking love
we
it.
talk about it all the time, and I leave them.
Yeah, what else are you going to do?
Andrea told me to get a paint
No.
scraper and scrape them. I'm like, no. You got to have
That's
a body
like
count.
that's like Neolithic cave art. Somebody's
Yeah.
going to find that and know about our
You're
culture
right.
one
That
day.
is like natural hieroglyphics
Sure.
on the wall.
Exactly.
You know?
that should be the Florida State flag. A bunch of dried lizards.
DeSantis should wear a jacket made of nothing but that.
Oh, squished dried lizards.
So
It'd be hard to sit down in that.
other big news today. I saw it all over my Facebook, and even like rich businessmen that we know that are higher up and fly in private jets.
I gotta tell you, I was a little embarrassed. When I saw that, I saw probably the most successful
our
person
buddy
I know.
Justin.
One of Justin Clark
Yeah.
from Cigar City Brewery. He is the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, I believe.
No, I think it's COO.
Is he a COO,
Yeah,
Chief
yeah.
Operating Officer?
Remember when you
It's
pulled his testicles out with a rope?
Yeah, it's,
I didn't do it. I thought fucking radio cool.
Counterpart is making its rounds again. People are watching it again. They're having, like watch parties.
I put it on a
Don't
private
watch it.
server. Don't talk about it.
I think it's on Tubi.
Don't watch
No,
that.
it's not. I had to delete it over the YouTube. Don't talk about it.
embarrassing.
Yeah, I had to do some finagling. I had to get an attorney involved. But Justin Clark from Cigar City, a really good friend of ours, and I love him. He's just a great human. I had no idea that he was this much of a Nintendo and Zelda head. I had no idea. I don't think there's any, I mean, maybe sans Mario, I don't think there's any game that I've seen more grown men freak out over, even more than Call of Duty, more than anything. Zelda is that.
Well, it's been 6 years
Game.
in between the games.
I never
This is a
finished,
sequel.
and I never finished Breath of the Wild. So if I didn't finish that, am I kind of screwed on this one?
I don't know.
Because I'm a hype guy. I love it when something's hot. I'm like, I'll get in. I want to play.
So what is the
Can you pull up the
excitement
premise?
about it?
Can you pull up maybe a synopsis of some sort, and we'll walk through it? I don't know. I would imagine you're going to do some fishing, and you'll have to get a sword, and you'll
Now-
whack some things in the head, and then you'll go through a dungeon. And you get and then there'll be some like dudes, and you got to trade some gold for some things. And
Can you download it instantly today?
Yes, you can.
Is there a wait to download, or is it
No.
so you
I
don't have
believe
to
so.
go to the store?
No, I think you can just go and give your money electronically and start downloading the game.
That's what confuses me because people are waiting in line.
Yeah, I wouldn't
you
do
know,
that.
like in the heat.
Yeah, well, he was at a midnight release this particular.
Or
friend
at
of
midnight
ours.
last night.
Yeah.
You're.
So you can be there and high five other nerds. And
Your
you can, yes, I
casual
got
gamer
it.
like you, Tom, who probably thinks that Zelda is the guy with the sword, you can just download it directly to your Xbox or whatever. But like if you're, I don't know, a billionaire millionaire CFO of a brewery and you really like this game, you probably order in an upgraded edition that comes with like they call them like, I think it's called like a metal box or something. It's like, you know, like a CD case, but like made out of metal. That's a fucking big deal in the game world now. And then it comes with like a little
enamel pin and a
keychain and a fucking maybe a T-shirt if you're lucky. So you pay $200 more and you get a bunch of dumb Zelda shit that nobody else can have. I'm just saying, I've done it for games before.
I'll do it for things, but it's still dumb shit.
It's dumb shit.
Ross is right. I am the king of dumb shit, so that allows me and affords me the ability to call the shit dumb shit.
I've got a whole shelf full of dumb Far Cry shit on my fucking in front of my Xbox. I've got a bunch of dumb fucking Fortnite shit. Trust me, I've got enough dumb Fortnite shit to fill this fucking studio.
I have the metal box of Cyberpunk. I got that.
So I have that, and I bought the fucking Xbox with no disc player, so I can't even upload it on my goddamn computer anymore.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That is dumb shit.
Okay.
I do it. I love good dumb shit.
Help me figure it out.
It's The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Do you want to know the plot, or you're just going to...
Yeah, give me the plot.
Okay. An unknown period of time after the events of Breath of the Wild, Link and Zelda are exploring a secret passage hidden beneath Hyrule Castle.
I know what that means.
Although King Rome had warned Zelda in the past that not even the royal family was to go there, she believes that what lies beneath is connected to the strange phenomenon spreading throughout Hyrule known only as gloom.
Not even the royal family goes there.
As they travel, they find ancient ruins that Zelda identifies as being of Zonai. I'm not a Zelda person, so don't come for me if I pronounce something wrong.
He identifies as a Zonai? Holy shit, I never knew that.
They eventually find a mural depicting a great war against the being called the Demon King.
Not my Zonai.
Stories of which have been passed down by the royal family. Okay, so
this is getting into territory.
I mean, the plot is
I knew Link was a
long.
Bud Light drinking.
Tom, you probably just think you pick up the controller to play a video game now, right?
Yeah.
No, you must immerse yourself in what is called now lore. Video games have lore.
No, okay. So Grumpy Smurf. Man, anybody remember Grumpy Smurf?
I don't think so.
It's before your time. And if you were watching the Paz,
the Smurfs,
old school
they were all named after what they were.
Yeah, and Grumpy Smurf. And so Papa Smurf would be like, well, we have to celebrate Christmas. And then Grumpy would always go, I hate Christmas.
Grouchy.
And they would just cut to him. Yeah. They would just cut to him, and he would get a fucking feature for his tagline. And every time as a kid, I'm like, oh, fucking Grouchy got him again. I loved it.
It's funny to hate things people love.
It really is. It really is. And I'm with you. I hate lore, too, because when I started playing Elden Ring, I'm like, I would walk in, and there would be a 19-leg spider with Medusa's head, with snakes, and it's shooting flames, and I'd be like, well, what is that, and why am I fighting it? And everybody would be like, we have to go online, you have to read about it. I'd be like, shouldn't they explain that to me in the game? And this is where it gets a little dumb old man, right? Yeah. Like, shouldn't you tell me why I'm doing this?
No, now you got to seek out like 5 different web comics and some online short videos.
Companion, you have a companion.
Decrypt the code to find a website to learn the lore.
Yeah, well, it sounds good, and if it's anything like any other Zelda game, I'm sure it'll be amazing.
Is it like in your mind? Because I'm trying to figure out why you go and wait in a line for something like
camaraderie,
limited release. Is it okay? So camaraderie involved with like-minded people. I feel like it's less about that and more about like getting something getting something rare. Is it valuable?
I can feel the Grouchy Smurf bubbling up in me. It's for online bragging rights, and that's it.
Really?
Right?
So you post a picture and say, I got mine.
Yeah, I was in line and I got the earliest one.
And because the chat room is
dumb shit before anybody else.
Chat room's telling me, and somebody may have already said this. Sorry, that you can play as of noon today. I guess pre-download.
I think midnight, right?
Or was it midnight? So either way,
if you pre-bought it at midnight, I think you could play it.
Because I understand,
so you can just grab it and play.
Okay, like you wait in line for Jordans. Like this used to happen all the time when I worked for Champs and Foot Locker because a limited edition.
You're gonna run out of Jordans.
You're gonna run out. You get there. So like in other things that Black Friday sales and stuff, the physical items that you need.
New sandwich at Subway or something. I'm hungry. There's reasons.
But what is weird to me in this instance, you could download the game at your house. So then you're waiting in line for the box and the tchotchkes that come with it. But then why? I can understand why is that valuable to like
swing by tomorrow when there's not a fucking line there.
A middle-aged rich man. And I say rich, that could be what I mean is not homeless. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're rich in Florida.
What you want for nothing.
You make $35,000 a year. Your wife makes $35,000.
You don't need to do. In fact,
you have whatever.
I can make an argument. I can make an argument now. I mean, it would be this way with CDs. Nintendo doesn't use that. I think you use the tiny little cartridges. But to me, I'd rather have the game loaded in my machine rather than put a CD, a cartridge, or anything in there. Because, I think normally it would run faster that way. Like, you're not going to have it talking to a card. And then, you know what I mean? Like, just based on just logic, it runs faster when it's a complete game than... Because remember, when you buy the game and put it in your Switch... or whatever you're playing on, more than likely it's going to have some updates.
Yeah,
and the updates are going to end up being companions that go along with the cartridge that's in there. And that still has to communicate. I don't know if it's going to be any faster. I would imagine there would be a tiny bit of lag there. So I prefer to have the game downloaded. So I'm the guy. When they said, hey, all games are going downloadable, I was like, yes. So good. Because I always kept my games anyway. I never really traded them back very much.
It's a testament to having some physical thing that represents, even if it's not worth anything, it's worth something to you. I'm trying to figure, because I don't have any physical, tchotchke or memorabilia that's
you don't
hanging
get joy
around.
out of anything, though. So
no, I do.
The anomaly.
I do. My plants.
Yeah, he loves his plants.
I like what my plants growing. Like other people would give two shits about a plant, but for me, I look at it. I look at it, and it gives me some sort of positive, good feel. I'm like, look at that plant. It's doing healthy. It's green.
Look at that plant. It's doing healthy.
It's thriving, and that gives me a tiny amount of joy.
Tommy and Max.
He has these
the kids in the family. Okay, whatever.
What is the one thing you love in life, Tom? My plants.
No, that's
Daddy likes
I don't have to say
plants
that.
more than us.
I'm looking at it like comparing plants with the stupid video games because it's the same shit. They're both stupid, but so you have to get some sort of joy out of looking at the game and looking at the keychain, right? Like I get a joy out of my stupid plant.
I think it's just I think it's nostalgia, man. If I'm just being honest with an argument
it's like
here.
A collection, right? You don't, besides the plants, you don't have any pop culture collection of anything.
No. But I mean, some people don't have collections of stuff that they look at.
Those are the people that are not standing in line for it either.
Yeah.
I've gotten rid of a lot of my collections.
I'm jealous of that.
Why did I buy the Cyberpunk version in the metal box? I don't even know why I bought that. I'm also.
Did it come with an upgraded skin or something?
Yeah,
that's always what gets me.
I can't. I'm trying to explain to you why I do that. I think, first of all, for me, if I have the money, I'm a latest and greatest guy, and I hate that. I think that's bad. I think it's a bad place to be when you're like, if a new iPhone came out right now, even though I absolutely don't need it, I would probably beg Andrew, come on.
Well, it makes you happy. Well, live your life.
Does it really make me happy, though? I don't know if it makes me happy.
Well, you want it. Who cares? It's like if you want that, it gives you some increment of joy. Then help yourself. Unless you're spending money you don't have, or
right?
You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason to not give yourself joy.
But I think it's
if you can.
Sometimes I think it's fake though. Like you go and you do that, and then you're like, well, what were you chasing there? So you got the latest and greatest. You got a little bit of dopamine. Got a little.
That's
hit.
what we're all chasing, right?
No, I know. Sometimes I feel like that. Sometimes I feel like my life is nothing more than me with my anxiety chasing different chemicals, and I hate it. Chasing relief, chasing relaxation.
That's what our human brains do.
I hate it.
That's how they work.
Yeah.
we're constantly chasing because that's what kept us alive,
I'm
right?
tired of chasing.
Like what we seek keeps us alive, and that's why
Did you ever do a midnight release?
Don't interrupt philosopher Tom. He's deep here. He's deep.
That's why we're addicted to sugar and the carbs and everything is because that used to keep us alive 100,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then, but now we're inundated with it. So
and cavemen, they were on heroin too, right? Is that why that? Too?
Well, our brains are primitive, so they'll just get addicted to giving its chemicals or whatever, any sort of
Did you
drug.
ever do a midnight release with anything?
No. Crystal took me out
no CDs, no concert tickets, no.
When we were in high school, when the new Star Wars or episode what is it?
Phantom Menace.
One.
Yeah, 4.
Episode 1, right?
Episode 1. 4.
Oh, yeah,
Star
sorry,
Wars
1.
is 4.
Yep. Episode 1, and when it came out, we went to the
Christian-
first showing.
What's that guy's name?
Were you even a Star Wars fan?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I just go along with the word.
Hayden Christensen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think he was in that one, though, because it was the younger kid,
You're
wasn't
right.
it?
I think he was in 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It was the one that went crazy and eventually methed out.
Something happened to that
Yeah,
kid, yeah.
with the bowl haircuts.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the bowl
I-
haircut.
yeah.
Oh,
I
he
saw
methed
it on-
out.
I saw it on
I didn't
Twitter.
know that.
Yeah, I love it when they do that too. I love it when you got a little kid everybody's rooting for, but he's like, "Yeah, well, I played Anakin, and yeah, I smoke crack. What's it to you? Fuck off."
That kid's problem was not everybody was rooting for him. They were like, you were the one that was in the one that fucking ruined everything.
Oh, he ate it?
Or while he's moving. Hold on.
Oh, we got a Luca update.
You know what?
here.
Don't ever
did he
interrupt
knock
the show.
over
No.
Did he knock over the worm or did he eat it?
Well, Tom knocked over the worm.
No, I put them both on there. Did he eat it?
The one on top is gone.
Oh, he may have eaten it.
Oh, you knocked it down to the bottom?
Or did he slide? He doesn't
hungry,
want
you
that.
idiot.
He doesn't want that. I told you to get him a meatball sub. What the fuck? You guys are fucking idiots. He didn't want that.
Oh yeah,
He
he's
did-
like laying on.
I
top
told
of
you
him.
to go to Stasio's and get him a meatball marinara.
I'm really hoping you guys get to the part thing where you can do that Florida thing, maybe like hang a Chick-fil-A nugget on a string and get it to
Yeah,
dance like a gator for it.
jumperoo.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We could call ourselves Tiny Gatorland.
Real quick.
Lil Gatorland.
Gatorland North.
So, last thing on the...
Oh man, that kid
They got
retired from
Suzuki.
acting because he was bullied at school and harassed by the press.
Because he was in the one with Jar Jar Binks and everybody fucking
Yeah.
hated it.
Wait a
and
minute.
so
Poor
like they were
thing.
The bowl-haired kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he got all cracked out.
somehow the whole onus of that movie ended up on Jar Jar Binks and that fucking kid for some reason. Yeah.
Well, Jar Jar was supposed to be just a goofy
Oh.
black guy, right? Then
Uh-oh.
everybody said it was racist. And,
Also-
right?
Oh, he's got schizophrenia.
He was talking like in a Jamaican
Yeah.
accent. He was
Yeah.
like,
how much do you really get bullied? Because think about it. If you're Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars, who is really bullying you, and how many people think it's awesome you're a fucking movie star?
"You're Darth Vader."
Nah, man, they'll make fun of him,
Yeah.
and they're always like, "Oh, you think you never hear all these like childhood actor stories where they talk about how miserable their fucking lives were because kids are jealous of them, so they pick on them."
He didn't work after that, Tom. So it wasn't like he had a direct connect to his studio and he could hook some kids up with fucking acting jobs or nothing. And he was also in the Star Wars movie that literally everybody fucking hated
Yeah.
and shit on for the next
I
20
feel like
fucking
you
years.
could at least take a limo and take your friends to Chuck E. Cheese. I feel like you could at least impress them with one good limo to Dave and Buster's.
All I'm saying is you have schizophrenia and you're mentally ill, and so whatever you're telling people the reason for anything is could be crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Schizophrenia doesn't actually like kick in until you're an adult, and he retired when he was a child, so I don't
No.
think that had anything to do with it.
No, but when did they interview him about what happened to him?
In 2001.
Yeah. Okay, well...
When I was a kid, there was a kid that was in. Did you guys grow up with any child actors?
No.
They became look this name up, Sam. I don't know if he's still local or not, but I grew up with a child actor
In DeLand?
in DeLand that was in a McDonald's commercial, and his name was Lauren Peel. And Lauren Peel was in a McDonald's commercial. He's like a good-looking, like surfer guy. And I remember
Lauren Michaels.
I
Or-
think so. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
And this
Lauren
is when,
Peel.
like,
and you
stuff
can type
was-
in DeLand, Florida, see if he pops up.
Stuff was being filmed in Central Florida at that point,
Yeah,
right?
they had like
there's a
Sea Hunt and
Sequest.
Sequest.
Yeah, at the old
Sea Hunt
Navy
was
base.
like in the 60s. Sorry, but then so Lauren was on a McDonald's commercial where he's jumping on a trampoline. He was like this good-looking surfer guy, and I remember we finally saw the commercial, and I remember sitting there thinking, and like my mom and dad. I remember my mom was like, "Oh my God, look at Lauren jumping on the trampoline," like that kind of thing. And I remember in my brain going, "I'm gonna be in a McDonald's commercial jumping on the trampoline one day. You'll see. I'll be as big as Lauren Peel." And it stuck with me until today when it finally came out like a mealworm.
That is extra crazy. So you're going to listen to anything Daniel says? I don't believe anything. Anyway.
Dan, you should make a shot-by-shot remake of that
Of the
McDonald's
correct-
commercial.
will you help me?
Yes, I'm in. I'll
Who said
direct.
to make a
I'll work
crate?
the
And then we
boom.
sent it to him like we're stalking him. So remember me?
Just a note that says, "Take that, Lauren."
I got an idea. I'll cut out letters from the newspaper and write a letter to him that says, "Remember me."
It's crazy that you like. It must be your brain because you're emotional. Like,
Did you read a book about brains or something? Everything's the brain.
I'm trying to figure out.
I can't remember.
I don't remember anything under 12 years old.
I
or
can't
like,
remember anything with the show. Like I'll be like, "Who do we have today?" And Sam will be like, "I just told you." But I can
still
remember.
here.
But I can remember Lauren Peel bouncing on that trampoline for that McDonald's
But
commercial.
remembering
Horror
a
memories.
feeling must be like
Sure.
more
If
ingrained.
there's a feeling attached to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
memory, yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't remember much.
What I wonder if
That's
you could. I wonder
possible.
if you could keep.
Tommy's not going to remember shit.
Well, hold on a second.
All this money.
You also had traumatic experience when you were a child, and you probably blacked a lot of it out, but you don't want to go to therapy. So
What
we'll
if
never
you
know.
wore a collar, a shot collar or something, a la Bubba the Love Sponge, the show, and then every time you had a memory that you liked, you just gave yourself a jolt
Oh.
I'm
to
telling you, there's
activate your brain to remember, right?
I don't know.
It doesn't work like that,
I don't
probably.
know about
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
okay, Rosie. You can go in on me. It's fine. I'm real dumb.
But I went to therapy because Sam thinks I haven't tried to
Yeah,
fix
but
this.
you said
like
you.
20
I
years
told the
ago.
therapist, I was like,
20
I
years
told
ago,
him,
it was
like,
a wagon wheel
I'm like, this
therapy.
happened. They're like, oh, how do you feel about it? I'm like, well, I feel that it happened. like, like
And they're
it's
like,
sad.
"You're
Great
done
work.
here."
Great
Well, I'm just saying I was sad, and then now I'm an adult. Like, and they're like, all right, well,
You might
what
have,
happened?
You might need to get a new therapist.
I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm like, well, okay, well, it's a good day. what are we supposed to do?
Was your therapist the Grizz by any chance?
I'm just saying.
know what?
God
Not
damn it.
everybody.
I will give Grizz. It was his birthday yesterday. I'll give him
yeah?
a compliment. The Grizz is a great listener. So you could have
That's
chosen
true.
a worse.
And he cries a lot.
He is very sensitive. You could choose a worse therapist than Grizz. He's pretty
He'd
he's
probably
emotional.
be a decent one, yeah.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's a good listener. You're a good listener. You're not emotional.
That is not true.
He listens to me all the time. I was telling him this morning all the shit about how. Okay, I'll be honest.
He's
with
always
you.
daydreaming.
I was telling him this morning about how it hurts my heart that I want to support Maisie's dance, right? And I want to be that dad. And I do fully support her dancing. And I'm glad she's obsessed with it. But when I have weekends like this one where I'm not going to get to see her a lot, it bothers the shit out of me. Mm-hmm. And I can't, and I was talking to him about how I can't express that though in front of her because
Sure,
I don't
you don't
want
wanna make her feel bad for her.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
don't want her to resent something that she cares about just because I'm being a baby about it because I'm emotional daddy.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
But you can
Just
leave.
go play Roblox with his son.
I would totally play video games.
just
all the
It's a
leave-
win-win for everyone. He can go tend to his plants. You can have little buddies. They can actually play the video games they
What if
want to
Sam
play.
figured it out?
You know why you're like that, though, Dan? Your brain.
You've been reading brain.
Leave a passive-aggressive note in her lunchbox. Just be like, your dancing makes daddy sad.
Oh my god!
Smiley face. So that fixes it. All right, let's take a break. Then when we come back, we'll talk to Ross. We'll do some news. Maybe you had a confrontation in the past couple
my God,
weeks.
that's funny.
And then we got a bunch of stuff for Dump 'em Out.
There you go. The name of the artist is Baby Girl. The name of the song is Always. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time momentarily. 1-844-TOMNDAN or show at TOMANDDAN.com if you would like to write us an email.
Is there something in your eye, or are you just sad to see me?
Secured roofing and solar with the crazy weather, hail flying around everywhere.
Yeah.
You may have some damage and you might not even know about it.
Yep, a free roof inspection if you call or go online at securedroofingandsolar.com or 407-986-7663. Give them a call. Get them over your house. They'll get up on your roof, inspect it to make sure there's no damage because you don't know what you're looking for. I had hail damage. I got a whole new roof.
You probably got up
with
there
secured
and
roofing.
thought you knew what you were looking for.
Yeah.
I do that too.
I looked up there. I'm like, I don't know. And
Like
then-
when my car breaks, I crack the hood,
Yeah.
I look in there, and I go,
You're like, I don't know what's wrong.
obviously I know the problem.
Yeah. Also, talk to them if you're interested in solar. They can take care of you as well. Again, the number is 407-986-7663. And they offer 24 to 48-hour free tarping.
Yeah.
If you're like emergency tarping, if you do have some
Not
sort
tarping
of leak.
like the fish.
yeah.
Because it would be funny, though, if you're like, my roof is leaking, and then a fine fellow from Secure shows up with a massive fish in his arms.
Yeah, or if your insurance company is making you put on a new roof because your roof is over 20 years old, that's happening all over
That's
Florida. Give them a call. Also, if you do go through Secured Roofing, you can come in and watch a show.
Yeah, we'd love to have you in. Got 2 people sitting in today.
Yep, it's securedroofingandsolar.com.
Kind of like neo-soul-y kind of funky little... There you go. I like that. Song's called Happy Peels. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. See, Jackal gets it. I was just talking about Zelda. I was like, yes, if it's for the ability to resell the copy later, then that's an acceptable reason in my brain. And then, or if it's for, like Daniel said, because it may work faster, or you even said the download one would work faster.
I think the downloaded one will work faster because it's all in the operating system. You'll have to have it communicate with a disc or a card.
Or if you're going to display it in some way, then and garner joy
Shadow
from looking
box.
at the shadow box.
Yeah.
But if it's just going to go into some drawer,
Hold on.
that you never see again, then why?
What if there's a coupon inside for a free month of Nintendo Power magazine? I would give you a pass for that
Anything.
too.
But if it's
they
just
should reboot that, I would read the shit out of it.
going to end up in some sort of like stack with a bunch of other games, and then you just never look at it again. I'm just, well, why the hell did you?
It comes with a 27-digit code that when you type it in, you get Hyrule Green outfit or something.
You got mythical boots.
Yeah, you get something.
Mythical boots.
A shield.
Real quick, I know Mother's Day is this weekend.
Do you really?
And if
Who
your
told
mom
you?
has a bush,
Happy
Give your
Mother's Day.
mom the gift of a smooth slit, courtesy
No,
of
come on,
Manscaped.
come on.
Your balls will thank you.
this week it's Momscape.
Yeah.
We're ruining this live read. I apologize.
I think this is fine because it has to do.
I'm just trying to diagram that sentence. My balls are going to thank me for my mom shaving her slit?
I mean,
don't say slit.
I should have thought.
Please, thank you.
I think they said we can say whatever, but I don't
Not
know.
that.
I believe
I'm
they
like,
said.
even the N-word. I'm joking.
You know what? And that was when he knew he fucked up.
It's kind of cool that next month Mark Maron's going to get a note that says you can say anything in this ad read except the word slit.
Ow, I just shit my pants.
Manscaped.com.
Close the gates.
Tracy, start recording it from here.
Old school Mark
She
Maron.
said start to 1 minute now.
Manscaped.com.
We know your mother's got a big old butt.
No,
big old
okay, I
butt.
think you said that. Use the promo code Tom and Dan for 20% off your purchase.
20%
Free
off.
shipping worldwide.
Yeah, free shipping. I used that this morning. That's the beard hedger.
Yes, yeah.
Promo code Tom and Dan, 20% off your purchase, 100% off your slit.
yeah. 20% off your purchase with that razor. Woo!
Just cut it before. Anyway,
Listen, nobody's going to forget promo code SLIT. I guarantee you that.
Ross, you want to do news, confrontation?
Here's the deal. I got one good news story for you, so we want to get to that, but I know you love confrontation.
Okay,
so.
all right.
I like it when we have both. So which
do you
song
want
do
to
I
play? Confrontation music. It's better.
Okay, confrontation. Okay, hold on. Let me get it here. I've got.
I didn't know you have to look it up.
I don't know.
I
It's
can
fine.
sing it.
No, it's not. It's not. It's here. It's just when I reorganize my desktop, and then I have to go back and
Tom,
find.
just sing it for us. Sing it for us.
Well, we need a big.
something.
Remember that device you had at Clear Channel? It was like a button. It looked like a drum machine.
What
Yeah,
the hell are
for
you?
the
Oh,
drops.
you mean for sound effects and whatnot?
What was it called?
It was a 360.
Oh yeah. We need to get one of those. I mean,
damn it,
that was
Daniel.
20 years ago, so it's got to be cheap, right?
Well, except
Or
for the
now
fact
the-
that the computer does it all now. You can basically have a virtual one of those, you know?
I like buttons, and so does Daniel.
Yeah.
Like if
Buttons
Daniel
are
had his
fun.
buttons, he'd go fast. He's fast on the
fun.
buttons.
I got it. I found
Yeah.
it here.
Didn't you just argue about digital content versus physical?
What do you mean? You need to see ID. No, I won't get my wife. You'll deal with me. Rosses, 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 Rosses.
If you get injured in a confrontation with Ross, just call Mo.
That's a good plug.
Not bad.
What do we got, Ross?
Injured on go, just call mo.com. So me and the wife are shopping.
Yeah.
You ever been to Costco, Tom?
Yes, I have.
Man, I haven't been in a long time. And did you know that during the pandemic, I bought a BJ's membership online, and I've never been. And that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, good stuff.
I missed the trampoline hanging from the rafters. It was when I was a kid. I saw that trampoline, even though I had a trampoline.
Ski boat, car inside, tires.
The ski boat on the outside.
Bakery, big bucket of pickles.
I really want that stand-up paddleboard, even though my weed guy says don't buy one. Don't buy one at Costco.
Redneck men in flip-flops walking around, pointing at the meat department, screaming things like, best steak in town! Best steak in town! I'm telling you, it's about you!
Dan, amazing news. It's the fish event today.
Fish event?
Yeah, they brought in fish from all over the world.
Just like they do in Sanford.
World of fish.
So me and the wife, we hadn't been. It'd been like a month, and we're like weekly Costco people. So like we did a big shop, right? We did a big shop, and when she's involved, there's always more shit than you can handle. Mm-hmm. And so at one point, we had a little bit of a fight over corn chips.
Okay.
My wife wanted Tostita scoops, and I'm like, there's 6 different kinds of better corn chips here. Not to mention Kirkland brand, which is they're triangular. But they're fine. I like Kirkland
Where
brand
are you
chips.
guys on scoops? Because I have a hard opinion on it.
It all came down to...
I fucking hate scoops.
End of the day, she wanted scoops to be able to scoop with. And so I was
fucking
like,
hate
fine.
them.
Scoops,
I
scoops
hate
in
the way
cart.
they look.
First of all...
I'm a traditionalist.
They're too thin, and then it's too many angles for a chip. It's...
Yeah.
What is it? It's like a mini bowl?
It's a tiny taco bowl, yeah.
Exactly.
I don't want a tiny taco bowl. I want a chip.
Yeah. Because what do you do with a chip? You bite into it. If you do, you bite into that bowl, half a bowl's worth of shit is spilling all over your face.
This is why we're fat, is because we're scooping 100 pounds of queso.
That's what I want.
You're supposed to just dip and eat, dip and eat. It's an appetizer, folks. It's not a meal.
What's next? Shovel chips?
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you just take a jar of salsa, make a jar out of a tortilla, and we'll just eat the jar?
That's a really good idea.
Actually not fast. It would get soggy real fast, though.
But you got to eat it quick.
I often know what's marketed to dumb people because I like it. And then I look at it, and I like the scoop because I want
like scoop.
as much salsa and queso
We're
as
a
possible.
house divided.
But it
like
ruins
both.
it ruins the ratio.
It ruins the ratio.
and it's screwed. But every
You guys are
time
You're
salsa
scooping
hogs.
too much.
I
You're
want
salsa hogs.
as
And
much
of course
as possible.
you like the scoop. Your hands are so shaky, you have to have it in a little bowl. If it's on a regular chip, you're flinging it around like it's Surf Pro.
I don't know how to control my portions. So like,
Yes, you do. Look at how good you look.
Well, that's because I have to force myself to do it.
We all do.
I can't control my portion. I cannot
have to
control my
force-
portion. I had to eat 4 of those Mike's Hot Honey chips out there that are fucking phenomenal, and then I had to seal the bag, and I can't even look at them anymore.
But if you gave me a scoop and you're like, put the correct amount of salsa in this scoop, I'd just dunk the entire scoop like I
And
was.
fill it?
Fill the entire scoop
God
every time.
damn.
Fucking idiot.
That's what I said.
You know, it's a quarter.
Oh, you're scooping incorrectly.
Yeah, what are you doing? You don't submerge it. You're not powder coating it or dipping it. You know, like what?
To be fair, he did lead with, I'm an idiot.
We did.
I'm just like, fill the
Ross
whole
is on
scoop.
your side today.
I love salsa.
The world's imploding.
Let's eat as much
salsa.
just eat as much as possible.
Can we have a shirt that has Brett Kavanaugh on it, wearing a sombrero, and it just says "I like salsa"?
If you
That's funny.
If you gave me a pint glass or anywhere that you're like, fill this glass with the appropriate amount of wine, I fill it all the way up to the top.
Okay, right.
Because I don't know what the pour. I'm like, this
Actually,
looks like a
when
lot.
you put it
That's
to
what
me
I
that
want.
way, that makes sense. You're just very simple. You're
just
like,
want it.
whatever it is, it's like, fill this up. Put something in this, fill it to the top.
It's for simple people.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Ross.
So, and then that's what it came down to. We'd also gotten 2 packs of salsa, and my wife was like, I would like to enjoy the scoop of the salsa and, scoop out my salsa with these scoop chips. So we got scoop chips. Get to checkout. Tom, you know, of course, but for listeners who are not familiar, Costco operates under a 2-person checkout system. You got one person's the cashier that scans all the stuff, and you got like a floater behind the cashier who, like, at the beginning of your transaction helps you unload your cart, and at the end of your transaction reloads your cart for you. And I am notoriously a prick about people treating my groceries like shit. Like, I don't, if you like just take my fucking frozen pizza and just chunk it up onto the conveyor belt, I don't like it. Or if you like, if you're loading the cart and you put like my eggs on the bottom, I don't like it.
Okay, I gotta say something. I'm exactly the same.
Well, you don't want your eggs broken.
Don't manhandle my shit.
I can't tell you how many times I've said to somebody like, "Don't put my bread on the bottom," or words to that effect. You know, something like that. But with my wife, like, I know she doesn't like it when I engage in cashier interactions. So it makes her uncomfortable.
Like the way you said that.
I try to just completely divorce myself from the process while my wife's there. Like,
why put yourself in the scenario?
You fuck up my frozen pizzas, or you know, God forbid, you ding my aluminum foil corner. I'll fucking fume for the next 6 months while that thing unwinds wrong. But I'm not gonna.
You put a family-sized can of Bush's baked beans on top of my white bread, and it left a dent in it the size of a softball.
A lot of them.
How is that okay?
You
should have to buy me new bread.
I'm buying a pack of strawberries. It's like a quarter-acre size pack of strawberries. They think that plastic box is going to take the fucking weight of the Bush's baked beans on top, but it won't. So. Yeah, my wife's there. I'm trying to keep myself back, right? Now, this man, Geoffrey.
Hold me back.
This man, Geoffrey, starts unloading my cart, and right away, he's a chunker. Like, he picks up, like,
a fat guy.
He picks up a big.
I thought you meant like he's a chunker.
No. He takes my 12-pack of tuna, for instance, and like instead of like turning and placing it on the conveyor belt, he just like kind of half turns and chunks it behind him, and
we got a chunker.
It lands with like an audible on the conveyor
it was
belt,
Geoffrey
right?
from Toys R Us too, which is what made it so bad. That's what made it so bad.
So, again, I'm trying. I'm like, it's fine. It's cans of tuna. You'll be all right. He chunks a couple more boxes and items up there, and I'm like, just stay back. It'll be fine. Geoffrey
don't give a fuck.
Geoffrey reaches into the cart. He grabs I think it's a 3 or 4 pack of frozen pizzas. Costco frozen pizzas, right?
Not the pizzas.
He like, whatever, you know, pizza, you just knock the cheese back on it. It'll melt right back on there. It's fine. It's good to go. He chucks the pizzas. They hit the scoops. There's a crunching noise. There's a noise.
Compromise. Scoops are compromised.
It sounds like DeSantis just sat down in his lizard skin suit, Dan. Like, there's a noise.
You cannot do anything with a half scoop. that is known.
You know what a half scoop is? A half scoop. A half scoop, and I stole this from Jim Colbert. Half scoop are what are affectionately known in the bottom of the tray at any regular cantina restaurant. Fingernails. He calls those fingernails. Nobody wants to eat salsa with fingernails.
Yeah.
And this is Costco, so we're talking like 4 pounds of broken chips. Like, this is going to be like weeks of dealing with crumbs, right? And so I say, I forget how this even initiates, but I'm like,
out. You got I do that too. Like, as soon as you saw the scoops get broken, you're like, you black out with anger.
I think I started small, obviously. Like I said something like, "Hey Geoffrey, you hit my chips with the pizza. You're gonna have to be a little more careful than that." And this guy came back like a fucking knight on horseback, dude. Like, he came out back. He said, "No, I didn't." That's how it started.
Oh, he lied.
Because like he goes, "No, I didn't," and right away I'm taken aback. Like, it's probably the only thing he could have said that really would have rattled me.
Was this the lady that hit my car?
It probably was like the only thing that he could have said that really would rattle me, just challenging my basic reality of the situation. You know, I was you chucked the frozen pizza and you hit my scoops, and I heard a crunch, Geoffrey.
This is hilarious.
And he's like,
I heard a crunch, Geoffrey.
You're busting my scoops, Jeff.
And so he goes, "No, I didn't." And he takes the other, because we got cheese and pepperoni, he takes the other pizza box, chucks it right onto the fucking scoops again.
You should have fucking put the goddamn. You know what? If he threw the pizza in front of me, I was going to take my fucking shirt off and we have a goddamn Costco skin-on-skin Hawaiian justice, Geoffrey.
Yeah.
So I go, "You're done. Get off my groceries."
Oh, you fired him.
You said you're done. You're fired.
You trumped him?
You fucking Trump Geoffrey. Not Geoffrey. I thought Gilbert Godfrey would go.
I didn't even know that was an option.
I said, "Get off my groceries."
You're done.
And if you don't know Costco, there's a pay side, and then the groceries go on the other side with Geoffrey and the cashier.
Yeah.
I'll walk around to Geoffrey's side, and I take his spot like a fucking, you know.
Oh, you're like,
you took his job.
I work here
I'm the
now.
floater now.
I may even have like pushed the cart forward a little bit to kind of space him out.
Yeah.
And so he moves, but he moves to the end of the line. Like he's going to start grabbing my now scanned groceries.
Ain't nobody stopping Geoffrey, motherfucker. I'm back in this bitch.
He's going to take my scanned groceries and start chucking them in the fucking cart, right?
Oh, can't stop that chucker.
I'm from his initial position. I go, Geoffrey, no, I don't want you on my groceries. Get. I give him a.
Yeah, you gave him a get. Come on. Get. You heard me. Get.
And he goes, oh, so you want me to unload it? And I'm like, no.
I don't want you to touch nothing.
I go, no. And he's like, well, so you want me to hear loading? And I'm like, no.
Was he slow?
I'm doing the math.
Or was he fucking with you?
He's not fast. I know that.
He didn't seem slow like Tom, but it seemed like there may have been some emotional issues maybe with Geoffrey. And so we go back and forth a couple times like that, and I go like, no, Jeff, I don't want you on my groceries at all. I don't like how
Geoffrey smash groceries. He wasn't doing any of that, right?
No.
Geoffrey hates golf.
No. I go, like, I don't like how you're doing it, Geoffrey. And he goes, well, I got my style, and I'm going to do it. I'm like,
Style? My style is to crunch all of your chips.
I do it Jeff style. Geoffrey style.
Sounds like a Jeff style to me.
Yeah, I think Jeff's got a style, all right.
And so I say, well, Geoffrey, I don't like your style. And this is, at this point,
I can't stop laughing.
I'm done arguing with Geoffrey. Like this is, we've gone like around the track a couple times on whether or not he should, be on this end or that end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm done with
Pizza! And you're like, uh-oh. Oh, no.
I go, well, Jeff, I don't like your style. And I walked away, and my wife had to tell me, when I walked away for a second, Geoffrey said, well, I don't like you.
Oh, wow.
Which, thankfully, I didn't hear, because that may have...
We see Ross on the news.
Fall into a hot dog cart, knock over the trampoline.
He's burned by $10
and then you fall into that. You fall into that tiny liquor store that's just a chain link fence of liquor, and you're like, whoa!
He fell into the goddamn...
He knocked all the fireball over.
So I've walked away. And Geoffrey says, well, I don't like you. Apparently to my wife and the cashier. And I walked over. There's there's a fucking guy with a clipboard standing there. And I said, hey, are you a manager? He's like, yes, sir, I am. And I was like, I want Geoffrey off my groceries. And like, honestly, before the word Geoffrey was out of my mouth.
No, not Geoffrey. He's the sweetest.
No, I was ready for that too. And
Jeff's been there 30 years.
I was ready to fucking roll with him. But like, before the word Geoffrey was out of my mouth, he was like charging over. So like, I think there's been some issues with Geoffrey once or twice maybe in the past.
Oh my God.
And so he walked over and he did the move.
What do you do, Jeff?
He did the move I do with difficult people at Pyro Spot, which is, why don't you go do something in the back that, like, he put Geoffrey on. He's like, those pallets that need sacked in the back?
Why don't you go organize the banana peels?
Go alphabetize the cardboard that we're going to recycle later. He gave him one of those. And Geoffrey kind of, like, grumbled away. And then, like...
Oh, he took his dream.
And then some lady in, like, a leisure suit with a Costco tag, like a very high-level Costco
it's
lady.
Larry. He just identifies different.
Came out, and she finished, like, doing our groceries. And man, she stacked that shit like Tetris, dude. And then it was a flurry of like, sorry, and we're okay. I was like, listen, no problem, great, we love Costco. Just Geoffrey was a fucking pill.
Could you these corporations can't build robots fast enough to do these jobs, right? Like
they're trying.
I've only seen a few of them working.
I would yell at the fucking robot.
Well,
I haven't been into a fast food place in a while, but apparently a lot of them are you just order from a screen.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like this morning, Sam and I were doing self-checkout. She went into one line to get her stuff. I'm getting our stuff for the studio and using the company card. I went to a machine. There's a lady on one machine, Sam's on one machine, and a guy on another machine, and all the machines went crazy.
They all freaked out
So
at
I'm
the same time.
You guys better figure this out, because...
The over the last weekend, like all my friends were in town and the kids and whatever. So I went to get my smoothie, and then I was like, "You want me to get the kids some like McDonald's pancakes, right?"
Do they still do the big breakfast? Andrea was.
Yeah,
do you guys remember big breakfast?
Yeah, dude.
In the yellow styrofoam,
hot cakes, sausage, scrambled eggs, biscuits.
So you can still get that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Because Maisie wants it, and I was like, I don't think
hash brown. Yeah,
I don't think they still sell it, baby. But I'll get her one this weekend.
And then it still comes comes in that big ass styrofoam tray too. Like you're getting rid of the fucking McDLT packaging, but you can still do this shit.
God, the yellow, it was awesome.
And listen, I don't even blame the employees, but I go up, I pull up, and then it has the crystal clear voiceover actor do the welcome to McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Would you like to try one of our seasonal shakes? We'll be right with you.
Yeah. And
There was a news story. They're going to one of the big changes is going to a chat AI. For the orders.
Really?
It's not even going to be, like, obviously humans in the back putting your burger together, but, like, you won't even be ordering from human.
it makes sense. Just because then
I don't want AI knowing what I order. I shame me.
the person, like, asked
They
me...
won't judge you, though. The people do.
Yeah, but they keep a record of it. That's what I'm worried about.
The person's
But
like...
people don't keep a database of all the stuff I eat.
They asked me what I wanted, and I did the move where I say one item, expecting like some sort of response back,
Right.
like yes, or okay, got it, or whatever. But I say the item, and then it's a Crystal's thing, and she wants something fucking super specific. She's like, I want a biscuit with a round egg. And I'm like, round egg? What is that?
Yeah, that's what Asian people call us, right? They call us round eggs.
I don't know, just an egg.
round egg.
McDonald's, you got
they
two
don't
kinds of
know
egg. You got that folded ass garbage scrambled egg,
like
or like a
sponge.
whole egg that they cook in a little round cooker. And that's,
yeah.
So I'm like,
One
please-
goes
I
in
didn't
a-
know that they did that.
Yeah, one's a fried egg and one's
I
a
thought they
scrambled egg.
only had the sponge.
No, it's for the McMuffin. It'll put it on a McMuffin, or
McMuffin gets a fried egg.
they'll put it on a biscuit if you ask for the round egg.
Yeah, and
But
so,
you shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
asking
because
for the
I'm-
round egg, you know what? You should never be.
I'm like, what are you telling me
get
to
what
change
you
this?
get. No, you get what you get.
That's what I said.
Hashtag Team Round Egg all day.
Anyway, I say that, and then I expect something like yes, and then there's nothing. So
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe it's
Round egg does not compute. A round egg
I was-
does not compute.
Maybe it stopped working or whatever. So then I gave it like 3
And you're like,
Mississippis.
ChatGPT, is that you? Hey, Tom.
And then it just continued. I'm like, 3 orders of pancakes, and then it was
Did
like,
it come up on the screen?
and it's like some version. It like came up. I saw the thing. I saw some sort of plus round.
Man, how do you get through life?
And then I was like, all right, but then when I pulled up and the cashier, like she looked at me, and then I was like, yeah, can you repeat the order? And then she could not do it. Like she couldn't get through it, and and then I
really?
was like, uh-oh.
And you were like, you held her hand. You're like, I'm like
yeah,
you.
No. I was just like, it's fine. And then I just go and I was like, whatever they give me is fine.
Oh my
Was
God.
it Geoffrey?
And then
It was like Frank Gore looking in a mirror. He was like using the female
and
version.
then I'm like, this is the person they put up at the cashier.
Yeah, I know.
What is back behind there?
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. And I'm like, this ain't gonna last for long. Like, they gotta get robots.
Yeah, you're the face of the restaurant.
And because nobody wants to work there, the food's too cheap. You get all this shit for fucking way too cheap. Like, and of course
That's not why people don't want to work there, because the food's cheap.
Well, no. It's just the McDonald's can't. I guess they
it's not
can't.
sustainable.
Maybe they can. But they're not being able to pay the employees enough to work there. Plus, imagine how
To
shitty.
care to work there.
Right.
Yeah,
They'll work there, but they don't give a fuck.
You'd have to pay someone $25 an hour to do that job, and that job sucks. Right? Like,
Yeah.
that job's horrible. Like,
Agreed.
Pretty bad.
So it's like, and then if you pay them $25 an hour, you probably can't have dollar shit and
Which they don't anymore, by the way.
Right.
McDonald's is not cheap anymore, Tom.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't know
kind
what
of
universe
changing
you
it.
live
They're
in.
trying to upgrade and kind of evolve with the times a little bit.
But you hit the nail on the head. Where the robot comes into play is like, because I like a little bit of lettuce on a cheeseburger maybe, and they don't normally do that, and it's always a problem. Anytime you have any kind of deviation from just give me that one thing that you have a little button for, it's a huge problem. Guess what? It's not a problem on the touchscreen. I hit cheeseburger. They're like, add lettuce. It's another fucking button,
yeah,
dude. It's
yeah.
done.
Yeah, why don't we go to the Wawa ordering
It's
method?
happening. It's happening.
Yeah, it should always be that.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
why
always
are we
out
still...
of everything, man. I am not a Wawa fan. I go to the screen. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. Everything's out.
I think it's this location, though.
but you like
because the one
people.
by my house is fine.
Yeah,
do,
right?
right?
That's a
You like
chirp. Yeah,
people.
it wants a chirp.
I do like the chirp.
Oh, yeah. Computer.
No.
Again, I order my video game at home. Standing in line with a bunch of nerds.
I agree with that.
Dude,
I mean,
once Publix went to, you can type your sandwich into a fucking web form.
Yeah.
Dude. I never spoke to anybody that done
I
that
do
ever
that,
again.
but I do get a lot
right.
of wrong sandwiches. I mean, I gotta say.
I get people stealing mine.
Yeah, Sam's gets stolen.
Do you guys want a mini confrontation?
Yes. But is it about Publix?
I'm maybe we'll leave the name of the
Okay.
company out of it because I know they. It's Publix. Yeah. My wife wanted corned beef hash last weekend, right?
Canned or homemade?
She wanted canned.
I like canned.
But
It has
I'm
its place.
I'm like, you know what? My baby deserves the best. I'm gonna fucking upgrade her. I'm gonna make her some nice corned beef hash.
Okay,
I'm gonna get like some boar's head corned beef, chop it up, onions, peppers, the fucking little garlic, the whole works. You know, make some nice corned beef hash for her. Potato. I was getting like potatoes, dicing them up and shit.
Do it real.
So I started at the deli, and I was like, let me get half a pound of corned beef, sliced kind of thick, please. And so the lady gets the corned beef out of the case. She slaps it down in that metal tin in the back there, you know, and it's a little fatty. So she grabs the scissors to trim the fat off, but she's got Tom fingers, and she dropped the scissors on the floor. Picked them up off the floor.
And then stuck them in her asshole.
Turned the sink on, gave him like a 1, 2, 3 in the sink water, and then trimmed the corned beef. And I was
it
like...
was an alcohol sink.
I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, I changed my mind. And I just walked the fuck away.
A 1, 2, 3 is fine.
You should have been 8 seconds of water.
You know, the germs, they wash off them.
Man, ever since I saw that roach crawling through PR's Mexican restaurant while that lady cried after her boyfriend broke up with her, I don't care about anything. Someone can shit on my sandwich, I'll just scrape it off and eat it. I'm just like, whatever.
All right, one news story for you guys today.
Okay.
You don't have to play the intro, Dan. I'll let you get away with that. This lady in Utah, her husband died. Okay, tragically, her husband died. They have kids. So the 3 kids she called the police, said her husband was cold to the touch. She discovered him, he's dead. Trying to explain to her kids, like, what's up with daddy dying. She writes this book.
Yeah, we brought this up on ACT.
Oh, you guys talked about this one already?
A little bit.
But it's
in great
interesting
detail.
because I think more came out since even we talked about it.
So she writes this book. She gets interviewed on like NPR and shit about this book that she wrote on grief for kids. She killed him. They just arrested her. She killed him.
God.
She did the thing. And I told my wife to watch out for this. I don't know why, because it would be me trying to kill her. But anytime you drink a drink,
That's a great joke, dude.
Statistically, Ross is right.
Fucking great joke.
Statistically, he's right.
Yeah.
she did this thing where she tried to do it and it didn't take the first time. So her thing was fentanyl. She's trying to get him to OD on fentanyl.
Yeah.
So she made him a drink and she gave it to him and he goes, "I think you're trying to poison me." And he gets over it and he just gets over it. And then a little while later,
fentanyl in my drink, you rascal.
Get over it. Like, you're like, holy shit, I'm fucking high off my ass on an opioid. You're like, why did that happen?
And
Did you just tell me to get over it?
meanwhile, we're talking about it. I was like, anytime you say to somebody, "I think you tried to kill me," they tried to kill you 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And so she made 2 weeks later. She makes him another drink, and this one she figured out the dosage right, and she got enough fentanyl in the system to fucking kill him. And they have texts where she she initially asks somebody for pain and medication for a back injury, and she gets hydrocodone kills, and she's like, "No, I need something stronger." Quote, some of the Michael Jackson stuff, and she asked for fentanyl in the texts,
Which is the wrong drug, by the way, but
right?
we knew what she meant.
Rufinol is what was
Propofol.
Right?
Yeah, propofol.
So what's weird to me is haven't people realized that as soon as you do a Google search of how to kill your husband with fentanyl, or you text someone "Hey, I need some fentanyl," or whatever it is, then commit a crime, they are going to go back in all your texts and all your Google searches and
Well,
your
you just got
devices.
the end of your Google search, just write "not me." It's fine.
That's how they catch people now.
Yeah.
Is that if you looked at if you looked up how to murder someone, guess what? If you ever in the future commit murder, you're fucked because you.
I could get framed for so much shit.
Right.
Well, because you Google so many cases and stuff.
I guess there has to be more specific. They just got some guy, and then in the court, I said it was so awkward. The guy just sitting there, and then they start reading off what he Googled, and it was how to dispose of a body, how to dispose of a body with acid.
Acid, eat your dead wife's face.
Just sitting there
That doesn't always pan out, though. I mean, Casey Anthony,
dude.
a bunch of shit about
so
breaking
many.
necks.
And she was the first one the searches really came up that
she
I
really
remember.
Was.
Yeah.
She was a pioneer.
But since then, I feel more people have been convicted guilty. She's the anomaly in this case.
She is.
And everybody else, the jury looks at that and are well, you text the drug dealer about getting fentanyl. Your husband died of a fentanyl overdose and has no previous. Although that seems easy to explain and be all right, he was addicted to fentanyl.
Right, I was getting him some. Yeah,
I was getting him some. Maybe she's too dumb to think of that fast.
Man, you're good. I can see what you do with our clients now. This guy's got the goods. He stinks at his feet.
No, but that would be the logical,
cat.
like the logical swerve, right?
I wouldn't have thought of that though.
And,
that's good.
But you'll
Man,
just go like, "Oh, you got me!" Why do people just scream, "You got me"? What an idiot!
They all do the Scooby Doo. It's like nobody ever argues. Like everybody's like, "You got me." You can't. Nobody's ever like, "I don't know what you're talking about." You weirdo
certainly they're
kids.
going to have more on her, I'm sure. But.
The chat room just said something that I find interesting, and maybe somebody in here knows. If you used incognito mode to search for the same things, could they still? I mean, I know to us it's incognito and it doesn't leave a history, but to like big tech or to the police, can they get in there? And is incognito truly incognito mode, or is it
right?
Because I always approach everything on the computer with thinking that there's traces of it everywhere. Yeah.
I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like once they serve a warrant to your like inner provider, they pretty much anything in or out of the server to or from you, I think they can track.
Even incognito.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, it's like cell phone records and stuff. Like it's all, no matter what, in text messages, they all end up somewhere that you can retrieve them. But that's a good question with incognito. Is there any sort of thing that is untraceable?
I don't think so.
Go to the library.
Yeah, no, he's right.
They got cameras at the library, though.
But paper, like if Ross and I are having a conversation, we're turning up the radio like Tony Soprano, so people can't hear us with we're writing things on paper and burning it afterwards. I mean, I think you got to go analog to get rid of stuff.
But and just look it up in books instead of.
I think you have
computer.
to, if you're really and truly messaging it. Like what I'm thinking of is like hiring a killer, reading about it. You'd have to do it all in some sort of analog way so you could destroy the evidence. I think everything digital, there's some sort of record of it.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, I mean, especially any sort of searches you ever have done, right? Or you got to think. I mean, I have heard from like homicide detectives or whatever that the fact that so many of the first 48 have been like solved by your cell phone being in the area and them pinging it or whatever. Like,
but people are getting smart on that.
People are leaving their phones
or turning it off,
when they go and commit a crime now because they've realized. But then again, like this lady. Didn't think about the fact, like, I wonder if anybody's ever going to
go through my old texts.
Although they did say they showed that she had deleted text messages and not that they were there to be read. Like they got the drug dealer with the fentanyl, but then and the other part of that story I read is they saw that she had deleted a bunch of text messages.
Right, I read that
too.
So
that made me think they don't know what the text messages are.
But they can get it.
They can
get them.
I think it's only, like Sam said, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
If I were going to kill Andrea, I would put my phone in my car and I would make my car self-drive itself all over the place while I'm killing her.
I mean, that's what happened with the Murdoch guy. He had like. As his wife and son are dying, he's like Googling a fucking restaurant to go to, and then he deleted the search, and then there were some text messages and a Snapchat video.
Well, I would leave the restaurant search on there because it'd be like, see, while they were being murdered, I was starving.
he said he like fat finger dialed it. Like, Googled it. A specific name of a restaurant.
Fazoli.
Yeah. We're getting a Fazoli.
You know what I want?
Yeah, we are.
Right
Old
here.
Boston Market used to be.
Can we have a luncheon at Fazoli's?
How crazy do you have to be?
He doesn't want to.
If you're able to eat after...
I know.
You murdered your wife and the son,
or
let's just say you didn't murder them and you just saw them... in the condition they were in.
Well, I blew away my ugly red-haired
worked
son.
up my
What are you
appetite.
hungry for?
If you're choking or stabbing, that's a huge caloric investment, dude. You're gonna need to get some carbs in there
That's true.
afterwards.
It's like, I'm famished.
Yeah.
It's like the
Can you
last.
imagine walking through a salad bar line covered in blood?
Even just the cleanup, that's like literally dead weight. You know, that's literally dead weight.
Even people that eat their last meal, I'm like, how would you not?
I would eat my last meal. I would order it though. I would order all kinds of crazy
Yeah.
shit, and then when they brought it to me, I'd push it all off the table.
All right, let's take
Just
a break.
to be a dickhead, right?
But even the guard's like, that's your meal.
Yeah, I'd be like, fuck you, guard. Like, I'll be dead soon. And fuck this milkshake, and fuck this pizza, and fuck you, and fuck your wife, because I'll be dead. Why are people honest about what they would do? I couldn't eat this. I'm going to be dead soon, but fuck you.
All right, let's take a break.
Oh, she also dedicated the book to him.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Fucking
God.
asshole.
Well, that was nice.
The audacity.
No, I feel like that's That's the nicest thing she did.
Maybe it was like, well,
She
at least
changed her ways.
it's the
You
least
know how
I
you
can
grieve
do.
with your dead husband? By killing him. You didn't care about it anyway.
Okay, the name of the band, you know them, and this is going to kick in pretty quick, but it's such a great tune. This is a new single from a new album of the Linda Lindas. We'll be right back.
Too many things were left behind. Not enough things left in my mind. Too many things I can't forget.
You know why I was laughing?
What?
Because I was thinking about that bug lady we had on Corporate Time earlier this week.
Yeah.
Who said that tarantulas kick hair into their prey's eyes.
Yeah.
And I made a joke about my wife kicking her pubes into my eyes.
I saw her in her eyes. Like she was like, I've made a mistake by coming here.
I see what you did there. Fairvilla Megastore. You know who won't judge you for kicking pubes into people's eyes? Fairvilla. They won't.
Oh, you're not supposed to. What are you talking about? That's not. They have
I
that.
feel like it's appropriate.
Fairvilla Megastore is now offering their Fairvilla University in store again.
Yeah, they're kind of rolling that back out. We know that, the past 3-4 years, everything has been like sort of locked down. You can do those classes, Fairvilla U, subscribe on YouTube. You could do them via Zoom.
Yeah.
But now they're going to do, I think, a little bit of both. They'll have a Zoom feed, and then they're going to have the kind of the little parties they used to have.
Yeah, in store. That way you could shop. Fairvilla has a bunch of amazing locations, including their brand new location in Sanford.
Yeah.
We went by for the grand opening, and it is beautiful.
You know what it is? Look, for those of you that have never been in, you hear these ads, and you go, you guys act silly. I'm going to be serious for a second.
Yeah.
It's like walking into a high-end lingerie store. That's it.
Yeah, and then there's a small section of toys,
Novelties.
and then there's some novelty gifts,
some funny cards, some funny lapel pins.
The costuming they have is top notch. And that's the greatest thing about Fairvilla.
You need a funny hat? Don't go to these stupid. Go to Fairvilla. If you need you need some stockings, go to Fairvilla.
It's owned by Bill Murphy. He's old school Florida businessman that wants to offer super high quality products for a reasonable price to their customers
with the knowledge. Because almost everybody that works there, and the reason I say almost is because the turnover there is like they've had people that have worked for them for 30 years.
It's a family.
It is like a family. So check it out with multiple locations. There's one for you, one near you.
Yeah, and in this day and age, like when you're going online and purchasing some of these products that you are going to be using, like
inside
you do,
of you. You don't want to go to Alibaba.
Some cheapo garbage.
I saw the butt plug post on the BDN page.
Fairvilla vets all the companies they work with. They've been working with some of these companies for 30 years.
And some of them are people that they know. Like, for instance, they have handmade dildos from a guy in Key West. They've known the guy for like 25 years.
Yeah.
He hand makes them.
Yeah, there's tons of locations. Again, check them all out at fairvilla.com.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan.
You want to do some dump them out?
Yeah, let's do it.
Dump them out. Dump them out. Everybody. Dump them out. Dump them out. Dump them out. Dump them out. Everybody. Dump them out.
We got too many topics on the list today.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I hit the wrong button.
No.
Oh, you got to do it again. You got to do it again. You got to do it. No, we're not doing it today. I fucked it all up.
No, it's all good.
Fucking idiot. I'm not even drunk.
Brought to you by dangerbrains.com. If you want any branding, talk to Dangerbrain. They're doing a bunch of stuff in Sanford. Of course, The Joint, brand new hollow box creation at West End.
Yes.
They did all their branding. You can tell, like, when Dangerbrain does your brand, it's like this is super nice.
They have a distinct style.
Yeah. I love it. So if you are in need of a brand.
Whoa, Grouchy Smurf said he loves it.
I can't believe that.
I love it.
I just said that.
They paid him to say that.
No,
I'm just talking.
Wait,
did you
What
really?
did y'all just go with it?
Are you really talking about Dangerbrain and you're saying, I'm just saying that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just...
Because that's what it sounded like you said.
No, I just said...
Tell them you love them by name. Say their names and say you love them.
I don't know why I said I love it. I do very much appreciate it. I'm saying I don't really love
you know what you should just go very nice.
Very good.
Just give it very good. Rip your sleeves off and get it very good.
I love all our branding, and I love the money.
I love branding.
I love it.
drunk. Before we start, Ross,
God damn
the
it.
chat wants you to flash your watch on the camera.
Oh, yeah.
We got some
Where was it?
watch
Yeah,
fans
that's
out
nice.
there.
That's a Super Titanium Citizen right there.
I
It's
like
the-
It's a big face.
It's the
Yeah.
Blue Angel version.
Citizen is a nice one.
I fucking love Citizen.
I like a
Eco
Citizen
Drive.
watch. Yeah, man.
Never needs winding. Never needs a battery.
I had a Citizen Echo yellow-faced
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
That girl that stole my monster dog tag, the girl I
Okay,
couldn't
People
fit.
still wearing fossils.
I couldn't fit my penis in her because her ass was so big, and she
on.
stole my watch and my dog tag.
Fossils, a fashion brand, they're garbage movements, but you got some decent watches in there.
I tried.
So
My wife in the chat room.
Daniel, tell me about sleepwalking.
Okay, so anybody here sleepwalk?
I did when I was a kid.
Okay, so this is a two-part story. The first part of the story, I bought a new old man product. I went on the Stanley website. You know how like all the Vesco girls and everybody like they're drinking out of the Stanley cups. It's like a metal cup made by the Stanley Corporation, like the old green thing, the green coffee mug that my
thermos.
a thermos that
Yeah.
my grandfather would have had his old black coffee in or whatever. So I like to have a nice glass of still water by my bedside every single night, but I don't have enough, and I pound some water, man. I like nice still water.
Do you leave it there or do you
I do.
change it out daily?
I change it out. You know what? It depends. If I can go 2 or 3 days, if it's still got some water in it, it doesn't have to be changed out. It's just still water. There's no microbes, there's no turds in it.
I tell Crystal, I leave the same glass of water on my nightstand.
Little dust maybe. I'm okay with
Crystal's
that.
like, that glass of water's been there for a week.
My God, it's stagnant.
And-
No, it's
yeah,
not
like, it's
pond
fine.
water.
Yeah.
We're talking about a glass of water with an open top, not a bottle of water with a
Yes.
screw top.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah,
Fuck that. No.
There's
dust settling in there.
Yeah, I have a big Yeti with a metal straw.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm okay with the little dust getting in there, but for the most part, I switch it
My
out.
kids will walk through that room and sneeze 300 fucking times.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
knows what is flying out of their
Yeah,
nose
May
onto
need
the
to
top of
drink
my
that.
glass.
May's not allowed in our room.
There's a guy on a loan that
Don't start with your alone.
he's been drinking like any sort of water in the wild for so long, for decades, that his body can drink any water he
Is
finds.
this a thing? The open top? Is that really a debate that we're going to have on this show?
What?
So Ross and Sam both believe they
Closed top.
change their water out closed top, and you
Screw
and I
that
are
lid.
both open tops.
Yeah.
You guys
Oh,
live dangerously.
I guess. Well, what I bought was a Stanley double insulated old man in the old man green.
Yeah.
Pitcher. I bought a pitcher
Yeah.
that I put ice in, and then I fill it with RO water from Guardian, and then it came with these they're metal Stanley beer glasses. They're like tumblers.
Yeah.
They're beautiful with they're like chrome on the top and that green grandpa metal on the bottom. Oh, they're so grandpa.
Yeah. Okay.
And I put one by my side, and then I have this pitcher. It looks so fancy, dude. I got the pitcher of water. When I want water, I give myself a little pitcher like I'm a businessman.
Where do you keep the pitcher?
On my nightstand.
Okay, so the whole pitcher.
Yeah, whole
there?
pitcher.
Like,
I'd be afraid to knock over.
No, it can't be knocked over. It's heavy as hell. It's like bigger than this, and bigger than my novelty megaphone.
We're on the same algorithm because I got fed this in my feed the other day. It's like made out of metal and it's got to weigh
here,
like
I'll show you.
15 pounds, right? Like it looks like an
Goddamn.
old timey tea kettle, basically.
You know what? I just figured it out too. Your bedroom is not on the same floor as your kitchen, so you have to go downstairs and back up. I understand now. The pitcher.
Here's what I got. So here is that's what I got right there. It's
Stay
the
chill beer pitcher set.
yeah. It's the Stay Chill beer pitcher kind of a deal here. So that's I got it in the green, the old man
It's
green.
expensive pitcher.
Well, I mean, it came with 2 cups too. The pitcher was only like $45, but if you buy one of these from like Corksicle or something, it's $100.
You know, I just
Yeah,
figured
that's
out, like anybody who has a mini fridge in the room
Is fat.
Is either extremely poor or rich.
Extremely rich.
Because my father-in-law,
I kind of
who's
want
rich,
I want a mini fridge in there, but for my drugs, I can put
puts it
edibles in there.
in his bathroom. He's got a mini fridge in his
No,
bathroom.
that's gross.
The boy's a big
A
bathroom.
mini fridge in your bathroom. I'll take a deuce and put it in the
No.
freezer.
And he's got his coffee maker in there and the whole
What?
thing.
Oh my God.
He's brewing and stewing.
But it's like when you have a big fancy bathroom, you're gonna have cool shit like that.
It's like a hotel
I
room.
wouldn't say that's cool.
Or when I was in college, I had a mini fridge in my room, and because we all lived in a house, and so I put the mini fridge inside my room so I can keep my shit and like my beer. And everything.
I'm pro bedroom with it, although I would prefer if you hide it in a closet or something, because I think it's just like, it looks a little frat.
That's what I'm saying.
If you have it out, but if you have it hidden, I feel because it serves a function, right? Like, so look, live any way you want to live, but I'm going to criticize some of the things you do. So anyway, I go in, I got my pitcher, I filled it up with ice and everything. It's the first night I'm running it. I got my cup up there and everything. It works great, man. I love this pitcher with the Guardian water, ice cold RO water with RO ice.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's changing my life. So I'm blowing through this water because I'm watching baseball up there, and I have to go downstairs and get more ice. So I'm holding the pitcher. It's got a little bit of water in the bottom, and a lot of ice when it freezes, it becomes like a hard ice ball. Well, I'm walking out, and she goes to bed at between 7:30 and 8:30, like somewhere around in there. Normally she's in bed by 8:30. She'd gone to bed is like around maybe 10:30. Going downstairs to get a little more water, fill it up so in the middle of the night I can have some water. Come out of the bedroom, and she's gotten up in the middle of the night a couple times, but not like this. She had taken a shower because she was dancing late last night. She was dancing until like 8 last night. So when she got home, she had to go right to take her shower, get in her pajamas, and go right to bed. No time to decompress. You got to go right to bed. She comes home. She's got takes her shower, gets in bed. 10:30. I'm going down the stairs. Got the pitcher. I'm walking around the corner. All of a sudden, coming up the stairs and around the corner is Maisie with long, wet hair like a Japanese ghost. And she stands in front of me, and I'm not paying attention. I'm also took a 50-milligram Truly.
Oh, my God.
And I'm chasing it I'm tooting, ta-ta-ta-ta, and I'm not drinking at all, but I'm toot. I'm literally blazed. I'm so fucking high, it's incredible. And I turn that corner, I'm not looking, right? Her door's shut. And coming up the stairs
Kids are
with
creepy as fuck, too.
stringy long hair and her arms like hanging down long like this. Like they're hanging down like this. And she looks at me, she's like, like,
oh my God,
and
I'd run.
Goes, and she could make a noise, and I go, yeah! And I throw the ice and everything. I drop the picture. It's metal. It falls down the fucking stairs. Ka-kang, ka-kang, ka-kang. Andrea runs out. She's, what's wrong? Maisie's like, ah! She's making noises. Andrea leaves her back in, she didn't even hear me scream. She didn't hear anything fall down the stairs. The dogs are barking. Everybody's going crazy. We put her back in the bed. We put the covers on her. And then she goes right back to sleep.
So she's straight sleepwalking.
Yeah, but up and down
you can't
the
rule out
stairs.
possession yet.
True.
Up and down the stairs. That can't be. That I'm afraid.
Did you get out the front door? You have to put a lock on it?
No, I think I have to put something at the stairs so she doesn't fall down the fucking stairs.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I guess when you're sleepwalking, can you navigate stairs?
You can make it upstairs if you can make it downstairs, right?
I said that to Andrea.
You can do anything.
Andrea
you're
said
walking,
she's fine.
so your
Andrea,
brain is...
I'm the baby.
I've answered questions when I was sleepwalking.
Yeah.
I'm
So
the baby
something's
here,
happening.
and because I'm like, I have to do something. Andrea's like, she's fine. She's going up and down the stairs.
If
Fine.
it was me, I'd just get her a Stairmaster right next to her bed. She hops out of bed. She's right there, getting a little exercise.
I didn't know if you guys did that. There were some people in the BDM group that were like peeing on shit and pissing in refrigerators.
That's being drunk.
Yeah,
that's different because I've done that, and that's being blacked out, and you get up to pee, and you're not coherent enough to understand where the bathroom is.
You're like, this hamper is a toilet.
Yeah.
I did kind of the same thing that Maisie did. We had some family from Georgia come down, and they were all staying at our house, much like the Tom Van family does.
It was so scary.
And it was like my aunt's new husband. And I got up, and he went to go pee, and I met him halfway in the hallway, and I was just staring at him. Didn't say a fucking word.
It's terrifying.
And he was like, "Are you okay?" And he said that I just slowly turned around and walked back into my bedroom.
There was nothing there, and then the noises.
He said he thought I was trying to kill him in his sleep.
What scared me so bad? First, it was like jump scare combined with she's now making noises that make me think, "Why are you out of bed? Are you okay?" Right?
Right.
So it's like worst nightmare for parent plus just basic jump scare from any M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I was terrified, and then Andrea and I talked about it, and Andrea definitely takes more of the hands off, it's fine, kids sleepwalk, whatever.
Dude, people have it real bad, that comedian Berbigula.
Yeah, Mike Berbiglia.
He has to zip himself
tie
up.
himself to his bed or some shit.
He gets in a sleep sack.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
like a baby. Babies used to sleep in
because he's gone out a window before.
Yeah, in some hotel room. Yeah, he talks about it in stand up, but it's it gets to the point where you have to sleep in a sleep sack, which is crazy.
My wife does this thing where she'll wake up and then start to talk to me about some work issue that she's having. And I used to like be like, "Hey, shut up, go back to sleep." But now I just tell her, "Yeah, oh no, the cost estimates are coming along. Travis will get that to you tomorrow." And then she goes right back to sleep, dude.
Okay,
yeah,
as long as you
I just pretend to acknowledge it and give her some like little bullshit improv fucking work thing to work off of.
I have like nightmares. I have terrors. But Andrea this week, like Andrea takes sleep so seriously. Like it's like, I think it's her favorite commodity. Like of it, like even over time or like she just don't fuck with her sleep. And I guess I don't remember, but I guess I said something in my sleep that woke her up. Or screamed or something. So then she woke me up saying, "What? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then she punched the bed as hard as she could, and she's like, "God damn it!"
She had enough?
Yeah, she'd had enough.
I like that.
And I froze, and I didn't say a fucking word, and I froze. And then the next morning, she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, are you okay? Are you fucking mad at me? You're gonna like." I just don't want to get you getting mad at me, man. Like,
I get like that too. I get wake up angry. Like
yeah, it's like it's not real. It's like it's like almost like involuntary wake up angry.
It just infuriates me. Like my we were sleeping the other day, and like I was like half rolled over and kind of like swatted my wife's ass with the back of my hand, just kind of like a little one of them, you know, like not even like intentionally or anything, just a little backhand swat.
Yeah,
and she turns over and says, "Stop hitting me!" And I got fucking pissed. I just like
you got mad.
Yeah,
I sat straight up in bed. I just grabbed my blanket and pillow and went out the fucking slammed it and fucking went and slept on the couch.
I support that. That's what I would have done.
Fucking pissed.
That Costco guy was right.
Tom, you got your Twitter handle back, right?
I know. They've been texting me.
What are you doing this
No,
time?
people send me an email. They're like, your Twitter account is reposting.
It's retweeting stuff about crypto.
Scam crypto accounts. And I'm like, God damn. So then
Is
I
it
go
got
on
a blue
there.
check or not?
Well, my Twitter, no, it
It's
doesn't.
not paying the $8.
I went on, I started to go pay for it, but then I remember fucking the NFL lines are out, and then I got wrapped up. Anyway, so I don't know what to do. I went on Twitter and I was like, oh shit! I see all these retweets by me, and I'm like, fuck! And then I go,
what am I doing?
I go to settings and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what is it? And I push the button, and then I'm like,
you pushed what button did you push?
Retweet.
No, it's
Enable hacking.
free crypto.
Pepe coin. What the hell is that?
Pepe.
That was a big one this week.
They got,
Well, there was
They got you, bro.
yeah, they got you with the pee-pee corn.
There was. It just said security. Do you want security on? And I clicked
Security. Do you need security? Yes, I need security.
But
Thank you very much.
But then I don't know what my old password even is, so I can't change.
Twain 305.
No,
Big Titty Mama 69.
Yeah, it's probably
Anyway,
Big Titty Mama.
I gotta have
Tom
someone fix
Van
it.
One.
What? You don't even use it. Why do you need somebody to fix
Well,
it?
it's there, and there's like
and you
13,000
haven't done
followers.
anything with it in years.
But
So leave it alone.
I'm
Let this
about
Russian
to.
guy scam people with your name. It's no big deal.
So what are you about to do? What is your
Well,
great?
I can use it to promote business, or
Promote business.
I use it for gambling. I like
You can use it to tweet Danger Brain that you love him.
Dear Danger Brain, I love you. Hashtag true love.
I don't know what to tweet. Anyway, so I gotta. Sam, can you help me fix that? I don't know.
I
can
don't
help you
really mess
fix
with
it.
Twitter, so.
Well, I mean, you just have to. I'm sure it's like anybody.
I mean,
who
I guess
knows-
people can report it as spam.
Well, wait a minute. If you know what to do, then do it.
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, even Sam, I mean, you'll go into the settings and then figure it out because it's probably easy to figure out, except for me.
I hope
The
it's
scoop.
I don't know. You might be hacked again, man.
I hope it's Lee with your old password.
He did email me.
He checked
yesterday.
in this week.
Yeah,
What?
He did. You're freaking me out, bro. Did he email you? Email me.
That's
yesterday.
creepy.
They're gonna kick me off Twitter again, and then
Yeah.
And that's the end. That's it.
Once you're off Twitter, the whole business
Now you're in
falls
Blue
apart.
Sky.
I lost my check.
No, I know. So Blue Sky, what? How do you get get
I
on
don't know.
that?
There's
How
a
do you
wait
get
list
invited?
now.
You got to be invited, I think.
Oh, I'm an old man. I haven't even heard about this one.
It's like
Yeah, I
I think
didn't
it's
know
Jack
that
Dorsey's
social media.
new.
Oh,
version.
Jack?
Yeah, I think it's the same guy.
I know Jack.
Yeah. So if you have an invite, Tom really wants one. Send us invites if anybody out there is listening.
No, I don't, because I can't handle another social media. Plus,
Yeah,
Not
I-
with that
for you.
attitude, you can handle anything, man.
like, what is even the benefit? To
You said
getting
that
on?
about TikTok, but now you love
You
TikTok.
love TikTok.
Plus,
I like video reels. I'll look at Facebook. I found that the other day. I was like, oh, it's the same as TikTok.
Found Facebook Reels?
I'm the same way. I'll be like, where did these messages come from?
I always thought they were micro videos that were on my Facebook feed. Like the guy's about to go skateboarding and then it just stops and plays over and over. I never actually clicked on it.
I do hate that. Show me the end so I don't have to go all the way in.
Right.
I got click.
No, I don't. I'll never click. Sometimes I see it and then it goes and I go, I know that's a trick. No click for you.
What's the next topic?
Dumb old man replay.
What is that?
I don't know. You told me to write that down.
Oh, yeah. No,
I've never seen that before.
This is just passing. This is just a passing comment. I was watching baseball last night. And I'd been watching for hours. I watched the Marlins play. Who were they? Who was the? Because I was watching for the Marlins. I think they were playing the. It doesn't matter. So I'm watching the Marlins play last night, and I'm watching for hours and hours. And then Andrea's coming in from the dance deal that Maisie got done, and she walks in and she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, you're watching a replay, huh?" I was watching a game from like a couple of days ago. That's how stupid. That's how dumb I'm. For hours. For hours. Didn't even know.
People do. Baseball people do this.
I know. I was mad when I found out, but I didn't have the heart to tell her I'd made a mistake. And she was like, "Oh, you're watching a replay," and I was like, "Yep, totally watching a replay."
How did she catch it that quick?
She's smart.
But what was the trigger to her that
it said replay on the top right corner?
I see. I see.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know how dumb you were. That was it.
That was
pretty
dumb.
dumb.
Pretty dumb.
No, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that one hurt. Like that one was one when she said it that I didn't initially say. I did initially go along with it. I was like, absolutely watch it. Well, I didn't watch it. I was like, I wanted to, kind of see it.
So what's up with the news of Orlando trying to get an MLB team?
So what's the deal with Orlando?
They want to do a stadium downtown. I can only imagine how horrible that would be for traffic, man. Look, I'd love to have a baseball team here. I just don't think that's right.
They would have to do it down Disney Way. There's no way to do it downtown.
I think they want to do it downtown so it has like the building backdrop and, like every other big city, like when you're playing it, I don't know. I don't know where they would do it.
Yeah. I mean, there's big chunks of Paramore you could tear down.
Yeah, I was about to say, I gotta have an idea.
Who the fuck wants that?
I don't think it's right, but I know how rich people think.
I'll go walk you around the blocks they want to tear down and put some shit in if you want.
Everybody here saying by SeaWorld. I mean, like,
that makes way more sense, but I still don't like it.
I wouldn't. I mean, I would go. I mean, I would support baseball here because I think the experience of going to a game is fun. I just don't think. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well,
we can't even support the Magic correctly, and they're good.
I guess. I mean, we had success with Orlando City, right? And then also
we're like 6th in the league.
Man,
in
the
attendance.
Fardians did so well here.
In attendance right now, we're a little off. I remember we were really hot when we rolled out MLS, and I think we've fallen to right around 6th. Overall, as far as it's not bad, but it's not wonderful.
And there's a lot of people come for like the Disney World, like spring training or whatever they do. So like
they don't do that anymore.
I was going to say I don't think they do that anymore.
But they used to.
They used to love that. People mention that to me all the time. Oh, I wish they still had spring training down at Wide World of Sport. Have you guys been to Wide World of Sports? It's awesome.
No,
it's never used.
The facility is top notch because
it's not used. It's a waste. It's like all these awesome soccer fields, baseball fields, state of the art.
They do like tourneys and shit down there sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
for kids and stuff. But I mean, I think they should just have that thing running constantly.
So okay,
but I'm to turn the air on.
So if Orlando, let's say in the future, does get a team. Do you,
Major League Baseball team?
Yes, Major League Baseball team.
Yes.
Do you still support Atlanta, or do you start supporting Orlando?
You have to support your hometown team. But that's how I believe that.
But you or
I would
I
would always support Atlanta secondary, but I think you kind of owe it to your. I supported L.A. The LA Galaxy before I supported, Orlando. But as soon as we got a team, I was like, well, this is my team now because it's my home team. I think that's what you got to do.
But maybe that's traditionalist. And nowadays, like people like teams that they don't even live near.
Nowadays, people just go, I like this team. I'm a Steeler now. And it's like, all right.
Well, that's the thing. You started off as a Braves fan, then you have to die as a Braves fan. That's how I see it.
But this, I would have more connection to it, right?
Yeah, because it's in your backyard.
It's in my backyard. I can go to the games.
But you can never abandon Atlanta because that's your first.
Not totally.
Yeah.
I don't even know if like the new generation cares about teams so much as they do like guys.
Players.
Because I know my kid has like guys that he
100%.
follows, and I don't know that he even has a team that he cares about.
I basically half finished my fence yesterday, and Ross will enjoy this.
Good job,
I'm
buddy.
sure Ross has done this before. And while I'm, I can't even turn my neck one way because I put.
He's cranking on that neck this morning.
I had I put 5 fence posts or like complete panels. They're 8 foot long by 6 foot high or whatever, like the ones you buy at Lowe's or whatever. And a Lowe's employee helped me put 5 in the back of my truck. But then when I got home,
man or woman,
there was 2 dudes. But they when I got home, I had no way to get them from the back of my truck to my backyard. So then I was like, well,
one wheel.
I could slide it out and then.
What are Tommy and Max doing?
First, even if they were strong enough,
taken one and they each get a corner.
1800s, they would have been wrangling cattle, dude.
No, I know. Listen, believe me. But they're too weak to help me with this.
They're not going to get any stronger if
right?
you don't have them carrying stuff for you.
And so I slid the fence panel out and then put it on my head to balance it on my head.
Like primitive people would have done.
Yeah.
Or a surfer.
Yeah. Like you... I've seen enough
or like the
videos
like
of
a French acrobat would stack the chairs on his head.
Yeah. People stack shit on their heads. Like we must be okay with
European people.
Some people.
No, but
not
you ever seen the guy that throws bricks and he's got a fucking
some people have harder heads.
A Jenga, a pile of bricks on his head.
Yeah. And that was probably the first time he did that too.
Yeah. Well, I know you have to build it up, and I'm saying this guy's got
you
Jenga
got a weak
bricks.
neck, bro.
You said Django, and I think of Jamie Foxx, and that man's
what's going on with
Jenga?
that?
And I think a big old dick, and I think like release the tapes. What's wrong with you,
What's
big
happening?
dick? What is wrong with your big dick? You need
Dick
to
too big.
release the tapes. You're making us all. You're weirding us out.
Anyway, and then I get to my gate and I'm holding this giant fence panel on my head, and I realize
it hurting you?
Oh, it's hurting me good.
Is it doing that thing where like kind of wobbles and like jams your neck down every time it comes down?
And you can feel yourself getting shorter, like Daniel.
It's like a leading.
Don't become what you hate.
Anyway, it gets caught up in the bushes. It's a whole thing, and then I fucked my neck up.
Can we get the security tape of this? Because
no, don't just leave me alone.
What were the other 2 Stooges doing while you were at this?
So then I call Crystal, which I didn't want to do because I'm like, I need help.
What are you doing? I'm on the ring doctor.
And then so she comes out, and then she starts bitching about her back, and we're holding this thing. She's like, "You're hurting my back," and I'm like, "God damn, why are you so weak?" And then she's mad. And then she's mad at me, and then she's like, "What are you doing? I told you just fix one fence panel. You don't need to do the whole goddamn thing."
You do like to take on a lot.
Yeah, but I was like, it's all crumbly, and the whole shit looks horrible. And anyway.
Does it look better now?
No, it doesn't. But I got 3 panels up, but they're a
How are
little
they in the ground? Did
janky.
you use postal diggers at all?
No, I
He
didn't
just had to do the panels. He left the old posts.
Which I will tell you, they're all different heights.
Oh, yes, I love that.
And the one's so small that the whole top area, I can't nailed anything. So
imaginary nails.
So I nailed it to itself, and it's a wind.
Nailed it to itself.
The wind blows it like a and then I tried to lift it up, and I was like, I can't get this. I'm wiggling it back and forth. I'm like, this shit's in there.
It's like Castleberry Tooth.
I'm like, oh, God damn it. All right, next topic.
I agree. Don't do it. Never do it the right way.
I nailed it to itself. I don't even understand.
You know what that means? You put a nail in it. That just means you put a nail in it. That just means nail in it.
It's nailed to air, and air doesn't hold nails.
We were talking about how people are taking today off to play Zelda, and then Tom said that he has a, quote, mental disorder where he can never have a day where he does something for fun or for himself.
I believe that, yeah. Like, he couldn't take a day off from here. First of all, that's extreme guilt. And then he'd be whipping himself. And then if we told him, here's a brand new one wheel, we just want you to enjoy this. Here's a 6-pack of Lime White Claw.
Go zipping around all day.
Go zipping around all day. Just have a day for you. I want you to
do it with
learn.
my sons.
No. This is just for
you.
Oh, no sons.
You said sons instead of plants by accident, Tom.
Yeah, this is you. This is for you,
trying to
not
make
for
up
your
for
sons. The sons are at camp. Crystal's at work.
Yeah, they're at summer camp.
They're at summer camp doing drone piloting. Your wife is at a closing. We gifted you a brand new one wheel and a 6-pack of Lime White Claw Ice Cold. This is your day, buddy. Congratulations. Thanks for all that you do. We love you. Enjoy your day.
Yeah. No, I
Couldn't do it.
I start a house project because there's so many things that haven't.
And then you get
done.
bored and you wish your family was there, right?
Well, if there was,
I get like that too.
If I can just do a project or accomplish something, like I couldn't sit there and have fun doing something.
Is there anything that you would put aside from your family that you would just put everything else aside to do? Is there if Travis Pastrana called you and I want you to tune up my dirt bike?
Is there anything? The dumbest thing you've ever said.
I'm shooting for the stars. You
really are.
We got to see what moves the needle.
Yeah. What is it that inside your head? What
you
would
woke
you?
him up.
I worked on a 125 two-stroke back in the 90s. I'm sure it's about the same. Your goddamn $100,000 dirt bike you do triple backflips on. Anyway,
I'm saying, is there anything?
I don't think so.
Yeah, if it's with my family, I don't even have fun riding my one wheel by myself. If you gave me,
God.
I like riding my one wheel with my boys, riding their bike, or if we're going somewhere, that kind of thing. But I'm not gonna just go and ride around by myself
with a snake on your shoulder.
What did you do before you had kids? I'm trying to remember.
Try to impress Crystal with feats of strength.
I don't know if we did.
Go out drinking, probably, right?
I mean, I always rode dirt bikes and four-wheelers.
What
and
if
stuff,
your
but it was
sons
with
say
people,
they don't want
not by
to?
myself.
What if you want to one wheel and you want them to ride bikes and they go, we don't want to go with you?
Oh, that happens all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
So I think he just doesn't go, right?
Yeah, they don't.
So then what do you do? You just hang out with them.
Goes to his plans.
I go to the backyard and start working on the backyard.
Just
which,
in
by
case
the way,
they want to do something with you. Oh, man, that is terrible.
I'm glad.
Sad.
No. I'm glad you brought this up because Crystal and I feel like a lot of wives or partners devalue the outdoor space of your house. As far as the work people put into it, because I'm outside trying to make our yard look good.
It does look good.
Messing with my plants, trimming them.
Your backyard, which most people don't see.
No, the front actually looks nice too.
Yeah, but more in the back.
But he's more in the back.
Yeah, he is
more in the backyard.
Yeah,
and then
he's a backdoor man.
And then Crystal gets mad. She's like, "Oh, you're always out there in the backyard." But I'm like, "Look how nice it looks."
Yeah,
and
it
then
does
I'm
look
like,
good.
So I don't come in here. I'm like, "You're always cleaning the house," which is never
Well, she needs help. That's why she's complaining, because she needs help cleaning your big house.
No, if she
with your two children.
No, it's misery loves company. If she complains about him tinkering with the plants too much, right? It justifies him not doing that, which justifies her not doing the inside.
It's some sort of trick. I'm just saying.
If that's what it is it a trade? You're the outside. Is that what are you drawing a line in the sand today on the show and saying she does all the inside and you do all the outside?
I just want my wife and my two sons to walk out in the backyard and then fall to their knees. Like Shawshank. And then look up at the heavens and scream, "This is so beautiful. I can't believe the amount of work this took. It looks so nice, like a competition house."
What do you do? Do you stand there with your hands on your hips?
Yeah. Then I stand there open-armed.
With a boner?
Then they hug me and they're like,
Bird
"You did
lands
such a
on your
good job."
shoulder.
Yeah. And then what do you do?
Then
you're like, "Let's ride one wheel and bike." And they're like, "It's too hot." And you're like, "Well, back to my plan."
And then we just stand there and admire how beautiful the backyard is.
In silence.
Yeah. I'm just saying what I want.
Okay.
That's what I want.
That'll never happen.
Okay.
What
happened with Soldier Boy?
No one's ever asked.
No one knows.
From what I can find, his house was raided because of a kidnapping investigation of his ex-girlfriend. Him and one of his female assistants allegedly got into an altercation with his ex-girlfriend, beat her, and then tied her up with extension cords in his garage for 6 hours.
And your house being raided because of a kidnapping allegation is officially known as the Afro Man.
Yeah, that was true.
Is he a hoarder or not? That's all
I
I
can't
want to
find
know.
anything about hoarders.
Fatter white cops think black people kidnap everybody. I've heard that.
Someone said that Soldier Boy was a hoarder, and then I got excited. I was like,
Are you sure they're not talking about Rick Ross? Remember, we determined he was.
Superman, that horde.
Wow.
That was a stretch.
I don't know. I was like, oh,
did they attach any kind of?
No, that's what made me think a story came out.
I've looked all morning for it. I think it's just somebody made it up.
Okay.
The only news story I could find was he did take a bunch of money for his Soldier Boy video game system that he was going to come out with, but they have yet to be delivered, and he's sorry about that.
I saw a commercial about the Soldier Boy video game system, and I was this close to fucking buying it.
It looked dumb.
It did, and I love dumb shit.
It was a repurposed Game Boy.
He basically found some factory in China that was going to like make him knock off Game Boys, just like straight up illegally knocked off Game Boys. And then his selling was he's also going to put pirated video games on it.
So that was the Soldier Boy video game system. Was a knockoff Game Boy.
And people sent him $400 a pop for that, apparently. Yeah,
it's just like an emulator. There's a ton of those out there that you can get.
Yeah. It's just...
and I think his hook was like, Soldier Boy, like Game Boy. That was like his hook. That was that was what it was all hung on. Yeah.
How much money did you get for that?
I'm into gimmicks where it's just held on by
the person that posted the Soldier Boy thing says it was a Facebook reel and he thinks that it was fake.
Oh, you idiot.
That's how the fake news gets out there.
Get out of our BDM group. No,
so Sam told me, speaking of like social media, Sam told me there's some Facebook glitch.
Yeah.
And what is it now?
Or maybe it's not a glitch, but apparently if you go and click on anybody's profile, it will now automatically send them a friend request from you. So people that like to go and stalk other people's pages are going to start friend requesting these people.
Well, maybe I'll be friends with Adra Fox.
So that's how, you just click on their view profile and it auto sends a friend request. That can't be built within Facebook, right?
I mean,
that'd be a horrible.
It never
hasn't happened before,
been
right?
up to this point. So,
but what would be even the
But
reasoning?
they change shit all the time.
Is that to
Tracy's
keep people
saying
from?
it's only on Android phones. It's not on Apple phones.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's true. I think there was a couple iPhones that said that it did it too. My Android, I checked and it didn't happen to me, thank God. Because there's a way to check.
It's got to be a glitch, though, because...
I would think so.
You think Facebook is smart enough to realize that their users constantly look at other people's Facebook profiles to judge them or to see what's the spy on them.
I wrote a song about it,
That's why
for Christ's
people
sake.
use Facebook. So they would be counterproductive to their goal of the most Facebook use of possible. If 90% of people are doing this, don't make it like a friend request when you're looking up people that you're trying to spy on, right?
It's either like a glitch or I just watched Silicon Valley. So Zuck needs like some kind of connections made. So he introduced a glitch that is making connections made between people.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes any type of code, we've seen this with our own app. You change a little bit of code and you break every code. It's
Occam's razor suggests it's probably a mistake.
I would imagine.
But functional mistakes are rare. Like a mistake that does something that isn't just crash your fucking phone, it's very rare.
Like, could it be some sort of programmer within Facebook?
Totally.
That get fired and then throws some code and some shit and changes.
Anything to me is believable these days with computer stuff.
It could even be some asshole that's paying Facebook for ads or something. Because that guy that did the he was doing a study and he wasn't going to influence anybody's data and he fucking what was it? It was the big news last election. They gave this guy access to Facebook to do a study, and he fucking just stole all kinds of data and used it to influence the election. Is there some sort of safeguard that only two people have to turn a fucking nuclear bomb or whatever before you implement something in something as big as Facebook or something? You see what I'm saying?
It's a great question. I don't know. I don't think so.
How many people have access to actually change the code that changes an entire?
I think if you knew, you'd be like, "Oh shit, I don't want to be a part of this."
Way more than you fucking think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because you think they'd build in
it's that big.
I mean, you build in safeguards against a revenge employee, right?
You try to.
But there's always some way someone could go in there and change something internally.
Well, man, remember that BDM put that story on the BDM page? I thought this was great. I don't know if this is just some stupid cowboy folklore or whatever, but it was a debt company was doing a job interview, and then the guy came for the job interview. He, went through the interview process, ended up getting the job, was on the job for the first day, went in, was working out fine. At lunchtime, they just saw him get up, walk to his car, and drive away like he's going to lunch, and then he never came back. And it turned out that the guy went into their system because he got the job and just erased his own debt and then left at lunch because That's all he
Yeah.
was intending to do, was to get the job, delete his debt, and leave for the day.
Is that real or is that a
I
meme?
don't know,
That's
man.
a meme.
It sounds it's got a lot of victory tied to it, so I'm going to say fake.
Yeah.
But I like it, so I don't know.
Everybody knows you got to delete a bunch of people's debt so they can't track it back to you. Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
your debt is being recorded by many services, so it's not just one service. You
Right.
can go and delete your debt. Unless
Well,
you-
this was with one particular
like,
company, I
like
guess,
a credit card. But then again, I would imagine that like MasterCard makes it pretty hard for employees to go and delete people's debt, right? Like hit delete, like this is
But see, I'll tell you,
$22,000 bill, delete.
I will tell you, it's pretty easy with our system.
Yeah, well, we're not MasterCard.
No,
That's
but,
what-
but our system is not us. My point is, like, there should be more safeguards. So if you just look at ours, which is an extremely reputable company of Stripe, which many, many millions of people use, there should be. There's not. It's literally, I click one button to delete Lisa. I click one button and it says, "Do you want to do this?" And yes, and boom, it's gone.
And then whether it's you guys or MasterCard, it's all people at the end of the day. It's only as good as the person who is typing shit into the keyboard.
Like, it doesn't send something to you, something to Sam, something to them saying, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I mean,
I always just assumed like bigger corporations with more money in the line have more resources put towards safeguarding their assets.
But they also have bigger systems, which are harder to secure. You know, like you got a big pasture. That's a lot of fence to patrol.
Yeah. Well, it's like in
I
Fight.
don't know, the whole thing's super interesting.
In
though.
Fight Club, like blowing up the credit card banks isn't going to delete your, credit history because
Yeah, you're just killing a lot of people and blowing up buildings.
Stored on some servers in many different places. I imagine. It's like even blowing up servers, was that going to delete?
It's like people shooting their computers or shooting their hard drives. It's like, we'll get it.
Some of that
eventually.
happened in 9/11, but don't talk about it.
Depends on how distributed your system is.
Yeah. How many different? Again,
I would like to
know
believe
nothing.
it, but I say fake. But anyway,
All right.
I think that's it.
Let's get out of here.
We did it.
Oh, really?
Let's plug some stuff. Luca, did he eat his worms? How's he? Let's check in
he's
on
just
him.
moving around.
How's he doing over
He's
there?
sleeping.
Yeah,
I think
Oh, he's
this is
hanging off
sleepy
his
time.
tail's coming in nice.
Yeah.
So, do we leave like a little dish of
Yeah, we'll just put it in
the
this little
worms
canteen top.
and then some water of some sort. Sponge. Do we have a sponge here?
We'll have to look.
You have
Semantics.
to ask the ladies. Yuck.
Yeah, so we'll be recording Semantics this afternoon, maybe in a couple hours over at Rock Pit Brewing. So if you want to swing by
Nice.
and say hi and grab a beer with us.
I like Rock Pit. That's a good spot.
Come on by to Rock Pit. It'll come out on Sunday.
If you've never been, check out Rock Pit. Good spot.
Ross, you gonna be anywhere anytime soon?
Yep, I will be at the Bull and Bush every first and third Saturday for Shit Sandwich. You can catch me there Wednesdays at 9 for open mic. In like the 10 minutes it takes me to set up, and then I get the fuck out of there. Hey, check out Tots with Ross. We just did one with Logan that I've been telling you about, who just got a heart transplant. Super interesting hearing about the process or trying to get a heart transplant. Just got the fucking this valve put in his heart. Really interesting story. And if you want to donate to help him out to get a heart, Ricky. You remember my kid drowned in his pool. He put a website together, logansheart.com. It takes you right to all the donation stuff. And I wanted to let you guys know about a show I'm doing May 22nd at Will's Pub. It's going to be a lot of fun. Me and Larry Fulford.
Yeah, he's coming in next week.
Oh, Larry's going to be here?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll probably tell you guys about it, though. It's called What Do You Want From Us? It's an audience-driven comedy show. Me, Larry, are going to be hosting. Amy LaCourse is going to be there. Sean fucking Finnerty, international man of mystery, is going to be there.
We love Sean.
And Godfather of Orlando Comedy, Ken Miller, are going to be in the house, too. It's going to be a great show. 522 at Will's
That
Pub.
is a good show.
It is going to be a good fucking show.
Wow, man, that's kind of stacked. And the way that they do that show, if you've never seen it, it's very unique. Yeah, I think
The
you'll dig
audience
it.
has
yeah,
control,
I think you'll
yeah.
dig it.
And before, like anybody who hasn't listened to the show a long time, Ross meant his kid almost drowned in the
No,
he drowned.
No, he was dead. He was dead.
I mean, he's alive,
He's alive now.
Yeah. I was like, someone sitting there like, oh my god.
Yeah, I caught that.
Cold-hearted about it.
Lost on it. Like, why did you even say that?
He's not cold-hearted. He's just okay with it now. Yeah, he's like very healthy.
I got
It's
more
fine.
kids. It's fine.
He's moved on.
Yeah.
Like good lord.
I bet
Fucking
some-
Little House on the Prairie times. Kids died all the time.
Yeah, you gotta, like-
you gotta have like 8 of them.
The
Yeah.
bootstraps and keep going.
All right. Thanks for listening. We will see.
Oh, he ate the mealworm.
he
He ate
did?
the mealworm. Dude, pretend. It's fucking theater of the mind, dude.
He got so excited. You took his joy away.
I knew it. All right. We'll see you on the BDM show.
Hold it, fellas. Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.